I just can't get into podcasts. They're so boring.
You're missing out. You guys should really check out this new one. It's called Keep It 99.
Keep It 99, huh?
Unique coast flow cuts like a knife, twisting rhythms full of life. The storyteller whispers truth in the night. Fraud judge rules with a crooked side.
Closest you're gonna get to flawless, but it's raw.
What's up? I hope y'all enjoying the night. We just sitting in the mood with the Keep It 99 song. Play with us. Keep It 99 Sports. But it's your boy Live Today we are talking about the NBA draft. We're having a draft special. We're also talking about some of the stuff that went on and all of the things. I know you can't hear me right now, but we're gonna lower it, please. We got you. There you go. Just to have a little bit of vibe in the background. You know what I mean? A little bit of vibe. But I hope everybody having a great day today. Hope everybody having a great time. Hope everybody enjoying this NBA draft season. The pick is in for the Washington Wizards. Who is the first pick in the draft? Who do y'all think it is? I'm going. Darren Peterson said he's only working out with the Wizards. AJ said he didn't work out with nobody. I think it might be AJ, but we'll see. AJ probably want to go to Utah, and Darren wants to go to Washington, but they might go to the opposite places. So I'm looking forward to see what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? So the big storyline of the game so far is what y'all think. I saw Kendrick Perkins say Darren Peterson, his bottom is like Bradley Beal and his top is Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, I'm curious about that because, like I said, I didn't see him enough in college. He didn't really play much. He had cramps, so I don't know actually. So I'm very curious of how he's gonna play in the NBA. Has he fixed the cramps? I know he said he stopped taking creatine and all that for how it does with your body and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is up with that. But the first pick is in. We're about to find out who is the first pick in the draft. That's who it is. Washington Wizards select. Let's see what we got. They got AJ. AJ is the number one pick in the draft. Do y'all agree with that pick? How do y'all feel about it? AJ DeBonsa is the first pick. BYU. One of the best scorers I've seen in just college, especially. He's a really good scorer. He averaged he was going 25. He got buckets on Texas when they lost in the tournament. He's a consistent scorer. It's kind of a little different. We are joined with the Monterey now. Shout out to Monterey. What's that, Monterey?
Yo, anybody been drafted yet?
What's that?
Anybody been drafted yet?
Yeah, AJ just got drafted, averaging 25 points a game, 51% shooting, 7 rebounds and 3 assists, 4 assists.
Okay, so we'll just took AJ like they was supposed to.
Yeah. So I'm guessing. I'm guessing Darren gonna be second.
Yeah, he should. Darren, he's a player. Like, bro, if you don't go where he fits too well.
Yeah. So I'm just watching him right now. We got a lot to talk about though. His favorite move is like my typical basketball answer. Typical basketball.
I can't be heard, bro. Can't hear me right.
Right now, you are very echoing.
Testing 1 2.
Now you back, but it was going in and out.
Going in and out.
Yeah, it was, but it was robotic for a little bit. But now it's good. It sound good.
Okay, but no, I'm just glad that they drafted based on the needs of their team. Even though AD don't really want to play center, so that whatever. Like we passed that at this point. AJ fits too well at power forward. I think he can go up to small forward at certain times, but he's too well of a power forward and fits their team way better than Darren Peterson do because they just signed Trae Young for 3 years, so they don't need a primary ball handler when you got Trae Young, who you already know is their primary ball handler. So, it just makes too much sense. And then it'll work out better for them if AD decides to leave or something, or he wants to get traded or something. You'll still have the Banzer there at the 4th spot. which is what you want to play anyway.
Yeah, really good score too. 25 points a game is crazy in college. Like, I don't know a lot of players that could just get 25. So he probably never wanted to go to Utah, but he ended up in, it don't matter, Washington. It's probably a better spot. Well, I don't know, because Utah got a squad over there. But they're in the West. I don't know if I want to be. But to be fair, West has got a pretty good squad over there, to be fair, in the East. If you can keep AD healthy, Monterey.
No, I mean, no, they in the East, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if next season, or this coming season, whatever, might have some real surprises. Because I was talking with one of my homeboys, and he is big on the Wizards this year. He's really big on them. Like, the Wizards are going to be, he projects that they could be top 5. You know, I'm thinking like realistically 5 through 7 is a good spot for them. I do think they can definitely be a top 16, you know, in the Eastern Conference. Just based on them right now, you got AJ, Alex Sarr, Trae Young, AD, you know, as long as AD and Trae Young are able to stay healthy, they got a squad. You know, it looks a squad on paper. They have to show if they can play together. But just on paper, bro, they got a squad. So, like, in the East, once you get past the top 4, is really up for grabs. You know, you get past the Boston, however Boston may look, whatever, because maybe we'll go with that. But for right now, you look at Boston, you look at the Knicks, you look at Cleveland, and you look at the Pistons. Past them 4 is really up for debate where the rest of them could. Then you got like the Raptors, the Hawks, the 76ers, you know, so they can be a top 16, not even be just playing if it comes together well. Like, AD is still good. He just has to be able to stay on the floor. And Trae Young, you know, people forget he's a walking bucket. So it does work out.
He's a really good passer. You got AJ, who's a bucket.
I do worry for like their defense, especially if AD's not necessarily on the floor. I don't know how the Bands' defense is going to transfer over. Like, yeah, their front court could be really good, but their back court possibly might be lacking. You know, I don't know how this going to look.
Defensively, Sarr, and if AD can like somehow lead Sarr a little bit, I think Sarr can do pretty good. Sarr very athletic, block shot, but then I get you saying the guard's gonna be very small. Old boy is 6'4", and Trae 5'10". They keep saying 6'2". He's 6.
It's just keeping it being. Like, now we have seen just from the Knicks this year that just because you have a small guard does not mean that your team is not going to be able to defend. It does mean though that there are going to be somebody that they're going to pick on. Like, they are going to go at Trae. And
can we be honest?
I think the lucky thing was
Jaylen Brunson is like 5 inches taller than Trae.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have shown, like, even if you have a small guard, like, you can still make some defenses work. They're gonna pick on him like they picked on Jaylen Brunson or whatever. They're gonna pick on him, sure.
But Jaylen Brunson's still 5 inches taller than him. That's my problem.
I was saying, like, they gonna pick on him, but you can make that work still. Like, the Knicks showing me that even though you have a small guard, even as primary ball handler, you can still make a team work. It's just I don't know. This team is a lot of unproven. Like, you know, Alex Sarr was very solid. But we got to see how he's going to do it when, you know, he's not going to be the primary ball handler. Yeah, something like 19, 20, something like that. But, like, when he's not the primary ball handler, we got to see how that's going to flow. How Trae Young going to be able to pull in with Devanza and AD down low. Who's going to be, you know, the primary shot handler and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot to see how it's going to work around with. But I'm excited to see that Wizards team. I think that Wizards team can make a lot of noise. But I said the same thing on the Western side. I said the Jazz also. No, I'm assuming they get Darren Peterson. I said the Jazz can also make a lot of noise. You know, just from the simple fact you got marketing, he's still balling out. You just traded for Jaren Jackson Jr. You got the point guard who's playing really well. I forget his name, Mr. Jackson. But he blew up this year out of nowhere. And then you add Darren Peterson at the 2. You got a really nice squad for a starting 5 right there. It's very good offensively. I am going to be worried on that 5 position. Like, what are they going to do when it comes to, like, rebounding, being able to block out? But barring, because they do have there is some size in the Western Conference. They do have big men that need to be adjusted for. Like, you have Wemby, you have Jokic, you have players like Chet, big men down low. Like, I don't want to say like Gobert, but like Nas Reed, Gobert. There are big bodies on the Western Conference that you do need to be mindful of. So I am wondering what they're going to do on the 5 spot.
Yeah, Darren Peace
Yeah,
and this guy
Portland got.
really do that. Portland got if they keep Robert Williams, big team still.
Yeah,
Dingy,
so I ain't worried about
Dingy
the
always
size,
going to the paint.
but just on the paper, like the Jazz do also got some really good people that they might be able to make some noise as well in the Western Conference. Especially as some teams, I'm just gonna assume now might make a little bit of a downturn. Like, the Clippers, I don't really know what we're gonna get from them next year. The Warriors, I don't know what we're gonna be able to get from them next year. So it is gonna be some teams that, in their play-in situation of 7 through 10 that the Jazz can contend with. And if the Jazz just decide to blow up, like, the past teams in recent memory, they can even get higher than that, might even go to like the 4 through 6 spot.
Okay.
But just
Who they got? They got Jaren Jackson at center, very good defender and rebounder. They have don't they have marketing, right?
Yeah, they got marketing, and he's gonna be at like the small forward, power forward.
Yeah. Then they got George, who's the point guard, and Darren Peace.
It's a good squad. It's a good squad. I'm a little
George,
worried.
Ace Bailey, Jaren Jackson.
I'm a little worried on like depth, like how that's gonna work from the depth spot. Like, I'm worried about them and the Wizards too. But I think the Wizards might have a little bit more. But I'm worried about depth for both teams. But either way, the starting five for those two teams are really interesting, and I want to see how they do, how they go, or something like that. Because these are two teams that have not been relevant. About 10 years? Last time the Jazz were relevant was when Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were both there, and the Wizards haven't been relevant ever since the John Wall year. That's back in 2013. So it's been a long time since those two teams were relevant. So I am excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, I like both of these starting rosters. Like you said, I'm trying to think who'll be on the bench. I don't know. The bench look off. I'm looking at the bench right now for Utah, but they can add some people still. They got money in town. Well,
yeah, I'm saying I'm worried about the depth of those teams. That's all I'm worried about. The depth of neither one. I don't really think it's too deep. So I'm like, they're gonna have to add something, but I do want to see how the team looks.
I'm looking to see who Memphis pick because I think that's gonna decide a lot right now. If they get A-Cuff, I know Ja Morant leaving tonight, probably.
Yeah, if they get A-Cuff, Ja gone. But I'm like, where can Ja go? Like, who is taking him at this point?
Yeah, when I saw the Pelicans say we don't want Ja, I was like, oh, how bad is your reputation that the Pelicans like we don't want you?
How much more money is due on his contract?
Let's see, Ja Morant contract. I think he got 2 more years? Hold up. Yeah, he got 2 more years. He got $87 million left in 2 years.
That's not that bad. That's still a good chunk of money.
Yeah.
Like considering for this pick, and then I'm considering this for a player that's definitely gone down since his first 2 years in the league, and you owe him $40 to $45 million per year. It's like, and there's no guarantee, and then you add those two things, but combine it with the off the field stuff, and it's just like, bro, like that's really hard to deal with.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. Like, this might be funny to you, but if you the Spurs, do you do a 1-for-1? I'll take your problem. You take mine.
You talking about for which team?
The Spurs, like Spurs and like, if you like, hey, we'll take Fox, y'all take him 1-for-1. Yeah,
Ja Morant. That'd be an interesting thing. I think you probably go after. I guess you might move Cal to the small forward because he gonna start.
I mean, you don't really need to change anything though. I was saying like that funny theoretical. You just you trade Ja for Fox, and it's okay. Well, Ja would still be the point guard now.
Ja would be cheaper.
Yeah, he's gonna be cheaper, but then you like
$10 million.
You might not get nothing. Yeah, but the thing about it, you don't need anything from him offensively. That's the crazy thing. You don't need him offensively. Now, defensively, Ja's small, so he's not really going to help on the defensive end like that. So I don't know how they will work with that. But I mean, he's younger. He'll be able to run with them. and he might be
Oh,
more
they
willing
got
to listen. Nah.
they
Who
just
they got?
only got Cameron Boozer. Memphis just got Cameron Boozer. That means Ja
Okay,
might still be there for another year.
okay, yeah, they got boosted, and y'all might not leave.
Yeah, Ja might be there
They went
another
got
year. They
boosted. I mean,
might.
A-Cup still out.
Yeah, so if they would get A cup, I'm like, that's it for them. So I'm like, that's it for Ja. But if they got Boozer, that means they might keep him for a year. Even though
Wait, who's
he
number
already
4? I was like, who's the number 4 pick?
Chicago, the Bulls.
Do they need a point guard right now, or they just gonna leave it with Giddey and the rest of them?
They'll probably end up getting an old boy from North Carolina.
Because if they don't get A-Cup, he gonna drop.
Let's see.
If they don't get A-Cup, he gonna drop. Because most of the other teams behind, if I remember right, don't really need a point guard. The
They got
Clippers don't need
Giddey.
one. They got Garland. And I'm trying to remember who else on the picking docket for top team.
I think to be fair, I think they need more forward help because they just got Claxton.
Yeah, they just got him.
Yeah, so you got Claxton and you get old boy because they best players are guards.
Who the rest of the top 10 picks?
Then the
I know it's Clippers at 5.
Clippers at 5 in Brooklyn. Yo, Brooklyn team
might take them.
I want to watch it. I gotta watch a Brooklyn game because that's gonna be the most one-on-one basketball I've ever seen in my life. They might fight each other.
Brooklyn might fight
each other. They
Brooklyn
might punch each other. That team is crazy. Murray, they got number ball. Murray, they star players. They star players is Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle. What's the other dude's name?
Claxton.
But Claxton, they just gonna have it. Claxton is on with the Bulls now.
My bad.
They got Michael Porter.
No, I mean like I don't know what they do. I mean they could get A-Cup, to be fair. But Brooklyn needs some of everything right now.
I think Brooklyn need a point guard. Who they point guard?
That's why I said they might just take A-Cup. Because they need everything other than forwards. They need everything. And they need something to build off of. It ain't like they finna build off Michael Porter Jr. You're gonna get shit somewhere eventually.
Yeah, they got Michael Porter Jr., Julius Randle. Bro, that team, boy. Good luck, A-Cup, bro. They put you in hell.
I mean, it could be worse than Brooklyn. And he do have some players he can play with. It could be worse.
Yo, if they touch that ball, it ain't coming back out.
I mean, he the point guard, so I mean, you know.
That's why you got one pass. That's it. What's up, my
He the point guard, so I mean, he'll be fine.
I appreciate the subscribe, my guys. I appreciate that every Tuesday we got the sports show. Sunday we got Mount Rushmore. This week is worst dads in fiction. It's a fiction got a lot of worst dads. So
I'm just hoping I ain't gotta argue on this show. I just really ain't trying to argue on this show.
You know, I gotta tell people, I gotta be like, hey, y'all gotta stop talking over each other sometimes. Cause that crap to us is fun because we know each other. But I asked some people to look at it and they're like, it's points in the show that's like it comes unhearable. And he'd be like, what? I'm like, so we gotta calm that down. You know
Oh yeah, I know it, man. I know it. Especially happens on the other shows.
Yeah. So if it's 4 people talking, we gotta at least sound like, and then like changing subjects in the middle while we talking about something else, people get turned off by that. I didn't know how much people got turned off by that. So
I would generally be fine. Like I said, it's only gonna get ugly if I have to argue. And just like I'm not trying to have no arguments on today's show. On none of these crazy takes and nothing. I really not.
But it was a good show. It just like I said about the 40-minute mark, you got a little when the Johnny Bravo thing and people want to talk about Johnny Bravo and nobody cared about Johnny Bravo.
It got
then,
crazy
because they were still arguing about the same thing that happened 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, because they didn't let Ebony didn't let the courage thing go, which sparked from Afro Comedy and Unico not letting the Adventure Time thing go, and then from there it turned to chaos.
Yeah, I do appreciate y'all for watching.
Not actual picks.
Yeah, so that's the preview of the show. We get back to sports. We just want to give you a preview of what we do on Sunday, Mount Rushmore. So we gave a subscription. But I like Cameron Boozer for Memphis. I think he's a solid player. I saw people comparing him to Tim Duncan. And I'm like, I need y'all to
Boozer
stop
works.
comparing.
I said Boozer works. He works now.
Yeah. I'm saying, especially if you decide you like we can't get rid of Ja. so let's get one
Build
good player.
around it and
Yeah.
get another good player. Like Memphis, no matter what they got, they were gonna be good because they started from scratch. Which I ain't gonna hold you. That is a bit sad to say, considering what they had, that they have to start over from scratch. Like you had Ja, Desmond Bain, Triple J. We were thinking that was gonna be a big three for years.
Yo,
Two of
Ja
them
Morant.
gone, the other one fell off for them.
And the problem wasn't the one to stay. I love Ja, by the way, but he is the problem. We can't lie.
Yeah, he's a problem. His game hasn't grown. He showed a lot of immaturity and bad decisions in the early part of his career, and now he's seen as a really negative asset.
Shout out to Colin Williams. Out here being a subscriber. We appreciate you at the Overall FM. Who the Bulls getting it? After this pick, we're gonna talk about a little bit of the trades and stuff that we saw. The Bulls pick Caleb Wilson. I thought they'd pick Caleb Wilson. They needed a fourth. Caleb Wilson, a really good
So
scorer.
that means they could falling at least possibly 6. And if he go under 6, then at that point, anybody might get him.
Who the Clippers point guard?
There's Garland, so I doubt they go for him. They got Garland, but I think they'll give Garland at least a year. Considering how young he is, I think they just he did. To be fair, he did relatively good in their playing game. So if I had to guess, they would go. Who's a power forward or a center right now that's good in there? I can't see.
I think all the next best players are all guards.
I mean, they can fit a shooting guard right now. Between Garland and especially if you think Kawhi might not be durable going forward. This year might have been a bit of an anomaly. They could definitely go for like a guard or small forward somewhere in that pocket. So that still fits. It's just A-Cup don't fit it because he would be specifically point guard unless they wanted to move him like to the 2, which I don't necessarily think I liked it.
How tall is Darius Garland?
Garland's like 6'5" something like that. Like he's not an extremely tall guard, but he's not extremely short. If I remember, he's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
They say
If I remember,
no, they can't get A-Cup. If he's 6'1", they can't get A-Cup.
Yeah, A-Cup is short. He a real short guard.
A-Cup is listed at what is A-Cup height? I don't want to hear your lies. They list him at the same height. They say he's 6'2", so they say he's slightly taller than Garland. Yeah, you can't have 2 6'2" guys. They get real weird out there. Unless you got like a lot of bigs like Dallas had before. Or maybe a Wemby type player. But he had like 17 points in 20 games. I like this pickup for the Bulls, though. It's a really good pickup for the Bulls. They need to solidify this roster. Who else the Bulls got? They got Giddey. Could they get in the play-in? What y'all think? Y'all think they can get in the play-in? Because I'm looking to see. But let's get into some of this trade talk.
I think they could.
If Caleb Williams were to
Okay.
work, I think they get a play. I think they have a chance to get a play. I don't know though. I think they made some. Can Josh get an average that 20 something again? I don't know. But Monte, I want to get into something else while we wait for the next pick as we go over. I still have never seen a team to get rid of somebody go back in the draft and lose draft pick. Like, you know how much you gotta hate Julius Randle for this to happen? Your team gotta be, your stars gotta really dislike Julius Randle. All right, they didn't just get rid of him for nothing. They lost the higher draft pick to get rid of him.
Okay, so I'll be real. I had to sit and think about it, even after reading the like a $33 million trade exception. So basically it shows like that they opened up room apparently for somebody to come there. Let's just make that, and like they had to do that, and really not have seen Julius Randle as a tradable asset
to go through with this move. And it's just like, man, they really must have thought that much of him to not be a tradable asset to the point of getting something back at least. But they just figured that the 33 mil they opened up off of that contract is good enough to just and to be fair, they only went back four spots. They went from like 28 to 33. So it's not that bad, but it is a bit shocking. Like y'all traded somebody and didn't get nothing back. What they got was like a room. They got some room to be able to get somebody. So you do this move, to be honest, in the expectation of getting somebody. But who you would get is just a bit harder because so now what do you have or what are you going to trade to get this person that you've opened up $33 million for? And it's just like, because I'm be real, and I think you said the same thing
we lost Monroe for a bit, but yeah, I still listen.
I'll
You
be
have
heard.
to hit. Oh yeah, you back.
Oh, my bad. But I was saying, like, the same thing to you said to an earlier point is if the best thing you got to tell Ant is like, hey, bro, we running this the Suwu, Nas Reed, Jalen Williams, and you, and we just gonna make this thing shake. And I'm like, and Gobert. I'm like, that's the best you got to tell me? And I ain't gonna hold you. I might be demanding a trade request by January. Just keeping it a bit. I ain't gonna hold you.
Team except for we lost a player.
I'm just like, bro, I might be with you. Hit that trade request by January. If you ain't just gonna sit here and tell me we just gonna fish this thing back out here like it's gonna work, and we clearly got embarrassed by, and I'm gonna say from their perspective, not from my own perspective, from an emotional defensive player of the year that elbowed one of our players, and they literally embarrassed us for the next 4 games. And you finna sit here and tell me we just gonna fish that back out? Nah, bro, nah.
My whole thing is. You traded Julius Randle for Cat and Dante. Dante's injured. Cat's gone. You went backwards in the draft, so you lost a draft pick. You traded Cat you lost a draft pick trading Cat. You lost the first round. Now you're a second round pick. You lost Julius Randle for nothing, and Dante's out for the whole year. Keaton Wagler just went to the LA Clippers. I like King. He was a good defensive player. But Murray, that's crazy, Murray. For Cat, you lost the first round pick. You lost Julius Randle. You gave Cat away for nothing, essentially. They didn't get nothing for Cat, Murray. When you think about it like that, this trade gets a lot worse. They didn't even get a first round pick. They got Julius Randle and Dante. Dante's injured, so that's not his fault. And then you just gave away Julius Randle. You got nothing.
I think the other thing that gets me, we saw this too, is the fact that we saw on the leaks after Giannis got traded, which I'm sure we'll get to that too. After Giannis got traded, that the Wolves had an offer that they could have given, but they chose not to. I think it was like, what was it? Jaylen Williams, Nas Reed, like somebody else and some picks. I think it was something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, is Nas Reed and Jaylen Williams really that valuable for me to not get Giannis to come over here? And I mind you, it would have been for a 1-year rental, like, unless Giannis would have said, "I'm signing the extension."
No, he said didn't he say he would sign an extension to play with man?
So I'm like, if Giannis was signing that extension, I'm sorry, I don't necessarily think Nas Reed and Jaylen Williams are valuable enough to where I'm like, it's a bit of a sticky situation, because one thing that I can say about those two is that they've shown themselves to be relatively healthy versus Giannis does have an injury concern. That is true. But the peak I can reach probably by having Ant and Giannis on the same team is probably just going to be higher, especially in a deep Western Conference, than what I'm probably going to get out of Jaylen Williams and Nas Reed, which we clearly just saw what we're going to get from them. And we've seen for the last 2 additional years prior to this year what we're going to get from this team. This team, at best, can make the Western Conference Finals with a couple of lucky runs, depending on their matchup, but they're not good enough to make the finals. That's just what we've seen. So and the West is just getting better because you're getting these younger teams like the OKC and the Spurs and other teams that come. It's not getting easier. So in my mind, I'm just like, running this back out here cannot be the answer. It just can't be. If that's the thing, they're like, we're finna run the starting five of Desumu, who they just re-signed for 3 years. We're finna run this team of Desumu, Ant, Jalen Williams, Nas Reed at the 4, and Gobert at the 5. If you telling me that's what we finna run out here for another 82 games, bro, I'm requesting to be out by January. I'm gonna tell you now.
That's crazy. To be fair, that's a solid lineup starter, but it ain't finna win you a championship. And I'm pretty sure Ant want to win a championship. Bro, everybody Ant played with went on to win a championship. You think I'm finna leave? And then he already mad because all the reports been out since it happened. Him and Cat was close. So watching his homeboy who he played with win a championship.
I mean, they said Cat called him immediately after, well, like they are close. They said Cat called him. So I'm like, it's not like they beefing or nothing.
Cat said he called Ant all the time. He said, Ant, give me advice. And he's like, that's my brother.
I'm just like, bro, if I'm Ant and you telling me that's what we finna run out, bro, I'm requesting to be gone by January. You're not gonna tell me to run the same crap out here just to get bounced in the second round or something again. You're not doing this.
All right, let's put this in Ant perspective, right? Okay, your best friend, one of your best friends, Cat, who you came up in the NBA with, just won a championship. You looking at him. Then you looking at Murray. Think about this, Murray. The guy you traded Cat for just got traded for nothing. So I'm like, you trying to piss me off? Listen, you got to get at least find me a body to get. You could at least found somebody. The Bull just got a free Nick Claxton for no reason. He just gave it to the Bulls. Like, hey, we ain't got nobody else for you. We have no one else for you. So here you go. Here's Nick Claxton. Well, I like that. What? So I like this kid, right? That kid from Illinois is really good. That kid from Illinois is really good, Murray.
But I flip it to you. If you the Timberwolves, what moves can you make that make your team better?
Now or before?
Now. I mean, they already did the Randle move, so like now, what can you do to make it better now?
Bro, you gotta figure out. I'm trying to figure out how you can flip Gobert and somebody else for Kevin Durant and maybe Robert Williams.
You think you get both?
You got to figure something out, bro. I don't know what you can do. Yeah, you can. I guess you could. But dang, but Houston gonna want shooters though. So I'm looking. I know some trades gonna happen either tonight. I'm expecting at least one more trade to happen tonight. I know one trade gonna happen tonight, and then I'm looking forward to trade deadline. Ant and Jaylen Brown they're gonna be gone by the trading deadline. I don't think there's no way Ant gonna see this roster.
I gotta think about it.
What's that, Mara?
Like it's ugly because I don't know exactly what the Wolves like. And I have to think from the Rockets' perspective too when I'm talking about the Durant part. Because Durant would be an addition so long as Durant is able to stay healthy, be the scorer he's supposed to be. He would be a good addition to that team. Not gonna hold you. But if I'm the Rockets, it's like, what can you give me that I would want from you? And I'm also a potentially contending team. Now, when I say contending, I mean like, playoff contending, hoping to make a deep run, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, if I'm that, what do I want from the Timberwolves that will make me give up Durant, who was, the best player on my team last year, albeit, he had the injury that came up unfortunate timing. He was the best player on my team last year when my team wholeheartedly looked like they are young and I got to deal with the head coach and some other stuff. I think the only thing I would want from the Rockets
is Gobert. No, the only asset they got is Gobert.
No, it's not. The only answer, because I don't want Gobert from the Rockets, because if I'm the Rockets, I have a center. I don't want Gobert. If I'm the Rockets, I want Jalen Williams. That's what I want. It's like
good defensively. He would be a good, headstrong component person that would charge and sort of motivate the Rockets. Because the Rockets do, I'm gonna be fair, they need a little bit of backbone. And Jaden McDaniels would give them that. He would give them some backbone that they would actually fit with. I actually like that. And he can shoot. He has sparks to where he can be a scorer, during the closeout game against not the Lakers. The closeout game where they played the Nuggets. You know, he was able to back up what he said, score 30, I think it was 32 points, something like that nature. The Rockets need that. They need a defensive person that can score, that is not afraid to open their mouth, that's not afraid to step up and be a quote unquote leader, show some backbone. He would fit, I think, great with them because Asar. Look, we can hope Amin Thompson makes an offensive push. Right now, he ain't there. Like we can hope he's doing it over this offseason and everything.
He is the only player they said is not tradable right now on the whole roster.
That's the problem.
No, I see what they think though, because if he ever develop offense, he gonna be a dog. He can even dribble though. That's the thing. He can dribble and he pass decent. He just can't score. That's it, bro. So he really only got to work on one thing: shooting. The only thing you got to work on is shooting. Just get better at this one thing, which is probably, let's be honest, the easiest thing to get better at.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand the Rockets like that. I'm not doing it. I do not understand the Rockets mentality when you're like, Amin Thompson is the only one untradeable. Why? Like the basketball world. It just bugs me when they do that. The basketball world cannot be. We go on hopes and dreams of what players can become, because we learn from the.
I'm gonna tell you that it's because shooting is the easiest skill to learn. Because I saw you and Unico got in an argument about Giannis becoming a point forward. It's hard to become the thing is, the reason I disagree with Joe about Durant and I disagree about it, it's hard just to become a passer if you just spent your whole career scoring. It's easy to become a scorer later on. Well, not a scorer, a shooter. You can learn how to jump shoot because it's a natural thing you can do by yourself. You cannot become a playmaker by yourself on the court. It's very hard to do. You can go in the gym every day by yourself and work on your jump shot. You know what I mean?
Okay, and see that's my thing. Like when you say that players should evolve their game, that's why I said in the chat. Like there's multiple ways a player can evolve their game, but it a lot of times those have to be a natural progression of what they're already able to do. When using Michael Jordan as the example, like, Michael Jordan developed more of a two, being able to shoot 2-pointers better and all that. I'm like, that's a natural progression of a shooting guard. If not something they should already be able to do, is to shoot. Like, because you are a shooting guard, your number one thing should be to score. So being able to shoot anywhere in between the 3-point line and the free throw line or 3-point line in the paint is something you should be able to do naturally. So even developing that ability is not something that, is out of the ballpark or range of what they're able to do. But if you are a power forward and saying, hey, you should develop the ability to do a point guard's job or something, that's not something in that natural progression. Like saying like, hey, you need to learn how to have a better post game or something of that nature, or learn how to shoot small floaters or something like that. Yeah, that's something in natural progression. Learning an entirely different position from what you're naturally and have the ability to do, it's just not something that's natural that I should expect from you as you get older. That just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, and that's like me saying, like, I'm using Giannis was the original example. That's like me saying Tim Duncan, another power forward, great power forward, probably the best power forward in NBA history, saying Tim Duncan, as he got older, should have learned how to been more of a facilitator like Jokic or like Tony Parker or something like that. No, like that's not Tim Duncan's game. That wasn't what he was good at. That wasn't what he became famous for. It wasn't what his skill set dictated. It was no. So like,
he was more natural than Giannis, to be fair. He can always pass, but Giannis ain't never been a passer.
No, I'm just saying, like Tim Duncan, like he learned how to do. He learned how to do what he's already able to do.
Yeah.
And just learn how to do it more efficiently so that, as his body got older, he could still do it, but just more in spurts and stuff. But like, no, and Tim Duncan didn't just start off like, okay, I'm finna shoot more threes and all that. No, he didn't do none of that stuff as he got older. He just learned how to do his job in a more efficient way as his body got older. He couldn't do it, through 82 games, 48 minutes a night, something like that nature. Like, that's just how it goes. You go through your natural progressions. But saying a person as they get older should just become more efficient or skillful in other positions other than what they're natural in, it's just weird. I don't understand it. Like saying Giannis should learn how to be a point forward. Giannis can't shoot like that. He's not a shooter. So like saying he should learn how to take more twos and take more threes and be a more of a facilitator. No, that's not Giannis's game. This never has been his game. So it's just weird to say.
Well, we just got Sacramento just finally. Acuff Jr. dropped a bit. He's went to 7th after he was rated the 4th best player. So he didn't drop much. But he ended up going to Sacramento, which is confusing because Sacramento has literally nothing but point guard. They got Russell Westbrook. They have Zach LaVine. They have Malik Monk. They have Killian Hayes. These are all point guards.
I'm gonna be fair though. Like, okay, all those guards, none of them moving me. Like Malik Monk, he's a backup. He's not a starting point guard. Nothing. Russ Westbrook is long past his prime, so he's not really a starting point guard right now. Zach LaVine's more like a small forward, if not shooting guard. So he's not gonna be the one to run the offense of that nature. So if it's those nights, Acuff makes sense because he can actually be the young point guard going forward versus all them aging sort of guards, backup guards, bench guards that you got on your roster right now. You can at least start to formulate something. So it does make a little bit of sense, at least on that instant.
Yeah, if I'm them, I'm looking to move some of them pieces. They looking like the Bulls did a few years ago when they just had a bunch of.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to move some of them. I ain't gonna hold you. Like everybody you named except maybe Zach LaVine, you need to move. Like Russ, I'm sorry, but like, he can go ahead and become another journeyman, I guess, because I don't want him to waste away on the Kings anyway. So he needs to get moved. Malik Monk, whether you want to keep him on your bench, fine, or if you just want to move him to let somebody else put him on their bench, fine, that'd be okay. LaVine, if you want to keep him around for somebody to A-cup the pass to, cool. I mean, I'll just be real. Like, yeah, A-cup makes sense if you want to actually build a team going forward. Because everybody they got don't make no sense.
I ain't gonna lie, A-cup remind me a lot of Jaylen Brown, except for a little bigger.
And like I said, he is a headstrong scoring point guard. At least he was in college. I think it works out fine. Like I said, and hopefully the Kings need a little bit of hope. So I have no problem with them getting him, working with him.
Who do Atlanta draft? Because it's a big pick. Atlanta got a chance. If Jalen Johnson develop a jump shot, he gonna be hell.
Atlanta, is that you already said it's nothing but guards really left. Ain't no big men or nothing down there, is it?
It's a few, but they come a little later. Let me see who the best. No, they done drafted like 4 in a row, so it should start being big going back to like. Cause we drafted the one from Illinois, we drafted the one from Louisville, and we just drafted A-Cuff. So that's 3 of the guards that was the top 3 guards.
No. Big men, like forwards or centers.
Yeah, I was talking about when I said that we done drafted like 3 of them, the 5, so we can start getting into more different range. But let's see.
Cause I'm thinking like they could use somebody with size down low, and you got in Atlanta, they use somebody with size down low. They also may be looking for a scorer because I'm not sure. Like they're solid, but I don't know really how their offense is gonna flow. I don't even know how their depth chart and how really their depth chart look like. Atlanta was a bit of a surprise, so I don't really know how they work. I mean, CJ McCollum was basically the main scorer, at least in the playoff run and stuff. It's like, I don't know what Atlanta does. I really don't.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson played really well. He just times they left him open and he couldn't just hit jump shot. So that's what he got to work on. But other than that, CJ McCollum played well. They got Nikolai Alexander, who played very well. The reason they picked
Nikhil Alexander Walker, they definitely got to keep him.
So yeah, they need a big man, bro. That pick of Zachary Ricochet killed them though. Ricochet. Because I'm like, that hurt, bro. Because he ain't developing.
I don't know. I really don't.
Now they probably won't get rid of Kuminga. Yeah, Ricochet only averaged 9.3 rebounds last year. Fortunately for them, they found Jalen Johnson. So it kind of worked out that it didn't have to be like devastating. Jalen averaged 23, 10, and 8. That's a crazy percent. He did shoot just 49% though, but like I said, he got to work on his jump shot. Great facilitator. I think he was number like 4 in the league in assists. Right, I think he was right ahead of Castle. Well, he was in front of LeBron. Oh, LeBron was somewhere in there. They was all in the same 7.5 area. They was all between 5 and 10 in assists. They all was in that 7 assist range. But Castle was 6th in the NBA in assists.
But it's just gonna be interesting. I think no matter what they get, I think if it's a point guard or somebody that's gonna play power forward or center, I think it's fine. Outside of that, I don't know unless you're gonna flip CJ McCollum somewhere.
Let me see. I don't know if CJ played really well. He'll get a vet for you.
Yeah, he's
They
a
don't-
good veteran. I don't
Well,
want
they
to
don't-
lose him.
They don't have a point. Maybe they can find a scoring point guard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think a point guard would be good, but
Hold on, how
Acuff
tall is CJ?
would have worked for that. But Acuff just went the time before, so I don't know who they get.
CJ is how tall? How tall? He's 6'3", so you can find a shooting guard. Because Jalen Johnson owed him to be the point guard. Because he really.
Do you trust Jalen Johnson to be the point guard going forward?
He's a really good point forward. He just got to develop a jump shot.
It go with the fluid positionless ball again. I don't know if that's gonna work.
But he'll still play a position. The thing is, he'll just be like Draymond. Like Steph Curry ain't no traditional point guard, so you got to find you a shooter.
Well, no, Steph is not a traditional. Absolutely, he's not a traditional point guard. But
so,
Steph can run the point if needed.
Draymond plays the point forward role. So, like, if you got a point forward, you can kind of like. It's not really positionless. He just does the point guard duties while you got two shooting guards that shoot. What they need is another shooting guard that can shoot. And that's basically what they need. So I'm trying to see who they got. Adam Silver's still out here. Let's see who's available. Let's see who they go for.
The time has come.
Kingston Fleming's Houston. I like Flemings. He well coached.
What position he play?
He played guard.
I couldn't hear what.
He played guard.
Can he run point?
He's 6'3", so he got another one. Let's see what's his shooting percent. He shoot about 40% from the college three. I don't like that. I think he's a replacement in the future for CJ McCollum. I don't know if he's just like your starter now.
They might have went that route, so that means he might come off the bench.
Yeah, they probably want him to be
model to him.
Yeah, they probably want him to play because he's a really good defender. Really good defender. He really good on defense. But if you play in Houston, you know they coach. They gonna. And he scored a lot now. He averaged what 17, 18 points a game. He shot decent for 3.
Do they start him off trying to put him at the point now, or just have him come off the bench and let CJ try to mold him? I wonder which one they do.
I'm curious about that too, because I know Kuminga's reportedly gone. Nikhil but Nikhil, would you want to take CJ and Nikhil off the start lineup?
No, absolutely not. I think he's just
a replacement for CJ in the future.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't think Nikhil leads the lineup because I want him to develop. He turned out to be really good. I want him to develop. He's one of the pieces I'm looking forward for them for the future. He's gonna be able to develop more, so he can't go. And CJ is their veteran leadership. He probably would take a back seat and let him start if needed. But honestly, I'd try him at the 1, especially if you trust Jalen Johnson to be more of a point forward anyway. I might try him at the 1 and just see how that flows. Because I do got to open it. And if it don't flow well, then, you can just put him on the bench and have him come off the bench and come that way. But I try him at the 1 to see how it works.
Didn't they just trade for Aaron Wiggins?
I'm not sure. The only Wiggins in my head is Andrew Wiggins. I keep thinking of the Heat.
Yeah, they just traded him for OKC's Andrew Wiggins. They just traded him 2 picks for him.
Oh, yeah, they did just get him.
How many guards y'all got?
I don't know. They're looking a little weird now.
They're looking like the Bulls.
That's looking a little weird now. I forgot. The Andrew Wiggins, not Andrew. The Aaron Wiggins trade just went under the radar, but now that's looking really shifty now.
You just got like 6 guards out here just playing. You got Buddy Hield too, so it's Buddy Hield, CJ, Nikhil.
Yeah, they got to start. They got to flip some of them players. Some of them got to get moved.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think he probably by far the best player on the board. Because like I said, it's guard heavy now.
I would say you can take 2. You might can keep 1 or 2 of them, but yeah, like look, Aaron Wiggins, because you just traded 2 picks for him, I feel like he has to stay. I'm not sure what. Oh, this is ugly. This is ugly now. I don't know.
He does have their defense though if they want to play defense because they did not play defense well. I I bet they think in their mind that we got him. We're gonna get him to hold Brunson in the future. That's their whole goal because Brunson killed them in that first round.
I mean, yeah, once they woke up, I mean, and to be fair, they just was an inferior team the whole way through. Just keep it a bean.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I'm just listening to Kenny. Kenny, like, they got a lot of guard play and they long and they got wing play. They don't have a big man. That would kill them. But I still think he's probably gonna come off the bench though, to be honest with you, because I just read that lineup and you gotta play.
I think if you wasn't gonna have him come up at the 1, which they just traded Aaron Wiggins for, so now I don't really. What is their depth chart? Like, who is at the 1 for them?
It'll be CJ.
CJ at the 1?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's ugly.
Because Aaron Gordon probably be the 2 and the Kill be the 3.
Yeah, you gotta run that because if you just traded for Aaron, then he gonna have to be the 2. Because you wouldn't have gave up, even though second round picks ain't really nothing. You wouldn't have gave up those picks for him if you weren't gonna use them. So he'll probably be at the 2, which means CJ at the 1 is some nasty work. Knowing CJ is the veteran scorer, but I guess you got to do what you got to do. But they badly need a point guard, and I guess they just trying to salvage something. So he had the 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, yeah, that's ugly. Because I'm gonna be real.
It's a lot of pressure on Jalen Johnson to get better, though. It's a lot of pressure on Jalen Johnson to get better at you.
Bro, if because he gonna have to be the point guard. He gonna have to be the point forward at this rate. Because CJ is the veteran. CJ is the veteran, but ain't no way you want your offense to run through CJ. Like, he's a veteran, but that's not really his thing. Especially because the majority of his starting years or whatever, he's a scorer and he played next to Dame. So running the offense was never his thing. I was like, but like, I ain't gonna hold you. If I'm you gotta realize how point guard heavy the East is right now, boy. If I'm Tyrese Maxey, Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, I'm salivating at the bit to get at this Atlanta team, because you is not finna stop me with CJ McCollum and Aaron Wiggins at the 1 and 2. I'm finna go stupid.
Morez Johnson Jr. just went to the Dallas Mavericks.
No, I ain't gonna hold you.
Hey, they getting Dallas getting a tough squad. These jokers, they putting Coop, and they like, we finna get some tough motherfuckers around Coop, dog. We finna get some bangers around Coop. We gonna be a mean ass team.
Do you think
6'9", 251 just a monster on defense?
Do you think that they gonna let go? They gonna move Kyrie, or they gonna bring Kyrie and he be at the 1 with Coop at the 2?
Well, Coop played 4 technically, but he kind of like to score. That's Coop.
I thought Coop was smaller than it.
Coop is like 6'9".
Dang, I thought he was smaller than it. Boom. He played at the 4?
Yeah, Coop 6'9", 205. So he probably gonna move to the 3, and Morez gonna play the 4 now.
Yeah, 3 makes a little more sense. Boom.
He played 4 last year, but he'll probably move down since they got Morez Johnson Jr. Because that's a big boy.
I mean, he still was the primary. It weirded me out because he's the primary ball handler for that team. He always had. He was the main one that moved the ball. So it threw me off that he's at the 4. I'm like, he's a facilitator though. But either way, do you think they move? Same question still though. Do you think they move Kyrie, or they bring him back, hoping that his health that he's healthy and everything? Do you think they move him? I've heard some rumors before they bring him back.
Only team I see if they be like, we want to go big and strong to help Coop out, and then put shooters around him like Tim Hardaway, and they go and they get Gobert and send him to Minnesota. So nobody see that work. Like get Morez, get Rudy Gobert, and be physical, and then have 2 shooters, which they can get Tim Hardaway Jr. And they still got old boy. They have 2 shooters. They still got. I heard they trying to trade Gafford too. So you can probably try to get rid of Gafford, and then if you just want to be a big team, and then get 2 guards that can shoot and let Coop just run the point forward, and then just get shooters around them, and then have 2 big boys. Build basically what you built with Luka. Remember how they did Luka the year?
I remember. It's gonna be a bit more weird because Coop don't play there, and I think they would do a lot better if they gonna play that way. Then you might as well keep Kyrie in. If you're going to do it that way, like put shooters and stuff around him, because Kyrie would be an experienced point guard that can help facilitate him and get him in the best spots, and also take away some of the attention away from him, because you're going to focus on Coop. Like, I'm sorry, if I have like Gobert or Tim Howard, I'm not finna look over there. Like I'm
But you
just
got
not.
Gafford, so I don't know why you would do that. But I heard they
You
trying
know,
to
like,
get.
I don't think you would give up the Gafford being a little young, whatever, for Gobert, who's just not an offensive center in any way. He's purely defensive, purely rebounding. He's not an offensive center. So like that would stagnate a little bit. But I'm just like, if you're trying to run it that way, I would keep Kyrie. Kyrie would, if nothing else, he would help Coop's development, and definitely get some of the attention away from him if he plays well. Of course, we don't know what status Kyrie is in, because he didn't play it all this year, still recovering and everything. So we'll see. But if I play like that, if I'm looking like that, I would keep him.
Yeah. But we have more draft picks coming. Let us know what you think about the draft. Like and subscribe with that notification bell. We just chill. It's just a chill stream where we just watch the draft for each other, just hanging out. We normally have a show tonight, but the draft is on. So I'm like, hey, if we're gonna watch the draft, we might hang
screw
out.
it. We're gonna mix show and draft, because the draft after I ain't gonna be real after about pick number 10. I really ain't gonna give a squat about it for the most part. So
Milwaukee. I am curious about 12. So OKC is 12. So I am.
Oh yeah, OKC is 12. And then
Milwaukee got 11.
Milwaukee got 13 too. So I guess we'll look at 13. After 13, I probably ain't gonna give a squat. But like, I'm gonna be real. Like, we can go ahead and talk about some other stuff while we sit on here on this chip.
I'm actually waiting for this pick, because that's when I'm gonna get into this pick, because it's Milwaukee's pick.
Okay, fine. I'll wait for it. So in the meantime, what can I waste time on yapping about that don't take long?
Who do you think you're a Boston fan. JB, what's up?
I mean,
they are saying rumors. I don't know how true this is, because it's Twitter, but they listened to some dude from ESPN that I didn't check to see if he actually from ESPN, but they said before he went on his trip, he told us, hey, y'all might trade me.
I'm gonna say the same thing I've always said when it comes to trade rumors, especially being on the X, Twitter, and everything. If it is not from the main four, and I generally say the main four, like and I'm saying main four, but somebody of that nature, like Shams, Woj, Windhorse, Brian. Like, if it's not those top spillers of real information saying anything, I'm not gonna just randomly believe these people. They just be like, oh, this person said this person said this. I'm not gonna believe those people, bro, because it's just less likely that you're gonna have that scoop before them. Just keeping it a bit. It's less likely you're gonna have that scoop before them. And then you wouldn't also be the only person to say that, like, those kinds of things. You wouldn't be the only person reporting that kind of thing. If JB really was like, let's say he told his camp or something of that nature, hey, before I go on this trip to, I forgot where he's at right now, but before I go on this trip, y'all might as well trade me because I want to go. Like, you think y'all, and I say y'all, just like the random or lesser or small time leakers, reporters, y'all would be the only person to also back up that fact. What do you think it'd be some other people saying something, especially something that would be big, because that'd be essentially him saying a trade request? They wouldn't be the only one saying that or verifying it. It'd be other ones. So like, it always throws me off when it just be one random person or one leaker would be like, hey, this person said this. Like, all this whole time for the Giannis trade saga, we'll get into that. Everybody was like, oh, it's about to be this 3-team trade. Everybody had all these trade predictions. Like, oh, it's Atlanta might get it. Spurs might get up in there. Blase. Everybody had all of those. What happened the day of and the day before Giannis got traded? Shams came on, I think it was like Get Up or something. He was like, so the last 2 teams that are the finalists are Boston and the Heat, and it's going to be a pure 1-to-1 trade. There are no 3-team trades or nothing. So literally nobody else said that. Nobody else had that scoop. Nobody else said anything of the sort. Everybody was putting out 3-team trade rumors, up and this, down, and the other. And that just goes to show, I'm like, bro, I'm not finna randomly believe all these extra leakers and people when like 9 times out of 10, the stuff they're saying just isn't true. Or it doesn't have all the context, and I'm not finna go there. So even if JB did say that, it's gonna take somebody else other than one random Twitter post for me to believe it. I'm just gonna be real with you. But would he say that now? I would believe it, because, like, I'm gonna say one. That would be contradictory, because if he said it before his trip, he went on his trip shortly after, they lost in the first round, I think. I can't remember exactly when. But that would be contradictory to what he said in his own stream when he was like, if it was up to me, I'd be in Boston the next 10 years. So, like, he would be
Well, this
contradicting
is their
himself.
third time trying to trade him, so he probably.
I thought it was the second time. 'Cause I know they tried
They tried to trade him for Anthony Davis in 2019. People forget about that.
Oh yeah, he did do that. I remember that.
His name was.
Yeah,
But he was young though. He wasn't even that known. So
yeah, but I'm just like, bro, like you're not finna sit here like it would be contradictory because like he literally said, bro, if it was up to me, I'd be in Boston for 10 years. So like it will contradict what he said himself on his own stream, which would make us not believe his words whether the one was true or the other. But I'm just like, in my mind, I don't blame JB if he wants to leave now because they've tried to trade him 3 times. But it's also, to be fair, it comes typically with the territory of being on an NBA team, just
but
9 times out of 10.
My thing about him though is he think he didn't. So
I'm not knocking him for that.
Attempting to trade that other one, and I like him. There ain't no hate, but you not even put him in trade talk. But you always put me in trade talk.
I acknowledge it. Like I said, I'm not mad at him if he wants to leave with her. Cause like I said, he didn't try to trade him 2 or 3 times. Regard, I'm cool with it. Like I would understand it as a person. I just also understand the opposite end of the NBA as a business. And to be fair, to be 100% fair, even though they say he's not tradable or nothing, there is almost no such thing. And I learned this 100% from the Mavericks the year before last. Mavericks year before last. We all there is no such thing as an untradeable person. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. There's no such thing as an untradeable person. Anybody can be traded for the right deal. It's just most of the time that deal does not come out.
I think it's very few untradeable people, and Jordan was one. Jordan was untradeable 100%. The Bulls, they would run him out the city if he did it. LeBron James was untradeable. People like LeBron has never been offered in a trade. Unless,
but no, this is what I said.
42 years old, he was nobody would even consider trading him until he turned 40. And they're like, okay, we might trade him now.
But no, this is what I mean by untradeable. Like, yeah, like would it take the league intervention? Yeah, sure, it would take the league intervention, of course, for some of these people to be traded. Because a year ago we was like, bro, Luka is untradeable. Why? Because he just got his team to the finals. So Luka is untradeable, obviously. And next thing you know, he's a Laker. So I'm like, I know some of it would take league interference. And I say league interference because that was not a trade that nobody would have made. But when it comes to what I was saying about JB, is like I'll be 100% honest. 95% of the matter of fact, 99% of the NBA is tradable. Right? And it just comes with the thing. Like I'm pretty sure Jaden McDaniels done heard his name in trade rumors all over the place and then tried to trade him in once or the other, or some things like that. Possibly. I'm using him as an example. Or like, as Paul George or Tyrese Maxey, and I'm saying like literally almost any star, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, the Jalen Duren, Austin Reeves. There's so many people that are tradable and whose names have been in trade talks and who have been offered, just keeping it a bean. And like they just have to take it on the chin. Matter of fact, the one who just got traded, Tyler Hero, take him for example. How many times has Tyler Hero been mentioned in trade talks over the last 5 years? Probably too many to count. Probably too many to count. And so like it depends on if the people take this personally or if they just understand that it's just a part of the business. Like, hey, it's just a part of the business that I'm gonna get offered in trade talks, on this team or just this, that, and the other. It is what it is sometimes. And I'm just not going to take it personally and I'm going to keep going by myself as a professional. That's one versus, if he takes it personally and he's like, okay, y'all try to trade me, which means y'all don't really want me. Y'all don't really believe in me. Fine then. Y'all can go ahead and trade me. It depends on how he takes it. If he takes it as a professional or if he takes it personally. I'm not gonna knock him either way, no matter which way he goes. Let it be known. Like I respect JB. I'm a Boston fan. I want him on the team. Don't get me wrong. But if he feels as though he should leave, I'm not gonna knock him for that decision. I respect it. If it is what it is, what he wants. But it just comes down to whether he's gonna take it professionally or he's gonna take it personally.
Yeah. But right now the Golden State's pick is in. We just had a pick of my boy from Arizona. Why can't I think of his name right now? I just saw
Arizona.
Yeah, old boy from Arizona. Hold up. Yeah, Arizona. What's his name? Let's go to the NBA.com.
I forget when it comes to college a lot.
Yeah. Let's see who they got. Yeah, Brandon Barris. Arizona. Yeah, he a 6'4" point guard. He really good for Minnesota. I think they needed somebody like him. Good tough kid.
Oh yeah, they're gonna take a point guard. 'Cause right now, that's their most desperately needed position. Is point guard.
Yeah, so that's it. But let's just get into it. How you feel about this Milwaukee trade? I know we talked a little bit about JB.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. From Milwaukee's point of view, it sort of makes sense, because the Heat were willing to trade dang near their entire roster, and 3 first-round picks and a pick swap, even a second or whatever. So they got 5 picks. I'll say 4 picks and a pick swap, and 4 players. So they got the kind of trade that they were looking for. But so from Miami's point of view, it makes sense. For Giannis, it feels like this just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I'm speaking as a Boston fan. I already said I wanted JB on my team necessarily. I didn't necessarily want Giannis just because, it would have been a higher peak as a player. But, we do have injury concerns or whatever. And I felt like our team could magnify and be good and still challenge, but regardless of that, ignore that fact. It does not make a lot of basketball sense to go to Miami with a gutted roster versus you could have went to Boston with a better roster, a fellow top 10 player, and I'm just say top 10, whether you want to debate JT is anywhere higher or whatever, a top 10 player, a championship winning coach as well, we got supposed to, but another championship winning coach, a top 10 player, and a better roster around them, because you still probably would have had Derek White, you still would have had Peyton Pritchard, and so you could have made, and they could have got some more pieces or whatever the case may be. The roster just looks better. You probably would have been able to contend this year versus you go to Miami, the roster is gutted. Their hopes on being contentious is dependent on re-signing Norman Powell. And I'm like, this is what we're doing. They're content on trying to re-sign Norman Powell because they're going to be so strapped for cash under the first apron and everything that they really can't sign anybody else of any kind of major importance. So they're going to be, it's just you and Bam and maybe Norman Powell.
I'm saying, people saying right now that they're going to have to trade Norman Powell. They don't have the money to keep him. And the Pistons looking at him right now. They need some Pistons want to shoot him.
I mean, because it's like most likely if Norman Powell wants a real payday, they're not going to be able to pay what he really might want. And if they lose Norman Powell, then that team is just really going to be. It'd be like he moved. Yeah, it'd be like they move laterally. They won't have any shooters, and it'll just be him and Bam in the Eastern Conference. They'll look like a play-in team, and it'll be so bad because you have Giannis, and you be like, Giannis can change. It's like
Giannis and Bam, by the way, Giannis and Bam.
I was like, yeah, Bam, cool. Or Bam is and I'm not knocking him. Bam is a great center, but bro, like he won't have nothing. You won't have any shooting. You won't have any bench. You won't have any primary ball handler. You won't have nothing but him and Bam. Like that won't go anywhere. It just won't. Yeah. So I'm like, what do you do? I'm like, what do you do?
Golden State just drafted Yazel Lindenberg. Oh, poor kid. Steve Kerr finna ruin you. I hope you develop on your own. I hope you just good because Steve Kerr ain't gonna help you. We're gonna be honest that Steve Kerr don't really help young players get better. We just gotta accept this. He do not develop players well. He can coach his butt off now. We ain't gonna allow him, but he do not.
Spoken coach, but I'm like, bro, he won't have.
I'm talking about Steve Kerr.
Oh well, yeah, Kerr can coach. Whether he can raise up young talent is another thing entirely.
Bro, every young player that go through get traded instantly because he don't develop. They don't even go nowhere else and get good after a few years under him. They just end up just not good out the league. The youngest one is Kuminga. He done got traded like 2 or 3 times already. He just started. Like,
yeah, that'd be the stuff I'm talking when it comes to trades. Like, if people gonna take it personally, they're gonna just take it on the chin and be like, it's a part of the business. But that's like I said, this Heat trade from Giannis's perspective just does not make sense. It's like, why would you trade? Or why would you go to Miami with the roster being gutted and literally Like they not. Let's being realistic. Let's just be realistic.
Well, he
They're
kind
not
of didn't have a choice in where he's going, even though I think he.
No, you had a choice. You
What
had a
his
choice.
preferred spot, Minnesota, though? I've heard this before.
I don't know what his. Well, no. He already said he already wanted to go to Miami, but I'm just basing it off of yesterday.
Well, if he was in Miami when he said that,
I'm saying
when you in
yesterday.
Miami, Monte, you gonna say I want to be in Miami?
No, I'm just saying it this way. You have a choice between Miami and Boston. The man said I will go to both. He'll sign an extension in both. You have a choice between Miami and Boston. You know, because obviously he know what the trade offer is, because Miami's trade offer hadn't changed. It hadn't changed since the All-Star break. The trade offer ain't changed. They had the same thing. This offer been up there for months. And in Boston, the reason why they said they didn't go with Boston because Boston wouldn't throw in like Hugo Gonzalez and whatever. So I'm like, if you are Giannis, you have a choice, because these two people were sitting there at least for 24 hours. They were sitting there at least for a day. You knew what their offers were. You had a choice to go to Boston or Miami, knowing what the rosters would look like if you went with their deal. What possessed you to look at what the roster would be on Miami and be like, that's the spot? Like, and I say this.
Well, to be fair, like I said, the team ultimately decided.
They was split between two deals.
You're not gonna be on my roster. I don't care where you want to go. We taking away.
Like, no, like if Giannis would have been like, hey, bro, I'm only going to sign the extension at Boston. And I say this because, I've seen multiple shows that do the same thing. If Giannis would have been like, hey, bro, I'm only going to sign the extension in Boston, they would have traded him for Boston, but they wouldn't have had no choice.
But then you kind of hurt. Then you kind of make the deal worse. It's a lot.
Yeah, I would say but if he's leaving Milwaukee anyway, like Milwaukee's not going to have a bad deal if it just would have been Jaylen Brown and 2 firsts and maybe like a second or something like that. There ain't no bad deal. You got Jaylen Brown. And
you do get to, you be like, Pat can build around me and I got Bam. That's the thing. People like
unless you don't know how teams in the second apron worked, you clearly would have been able to see. Like we know how the apron works, and we're just regular players that can just look on our phones and enter in some trade dudes and see some second apron and first apron stuff on ESPN.com and stuff like that nature. So it ain't rocket science for him to have seen, okay, if all these players are gone, it's literally this person, and me. And so that means you had to have known or had some idea that this year we may not be able to contend for a championship if I go there. Versus if I go to Boston and I see that roster can contend right now this year for a championship. So I'm just like, for me, for Giannis, it don't make sense.
You kind of naked because Andrew Wiggins' contract ends this year, so you got 1 year left. So you can probably move that. You can build something.
Bro, it just
you gotta get rid of Jovic though. Jovic take a lot of money.
Let's just keep it a beam, bro. Let's just keep it a beam. As currently constructed, even with Norman Powell, they don't look like they're gonna win no championship this year. They just don't. They don't look like they're gonna win no championship this year. Oh, yeah. So that means he went to this team having an idea that I'm not contending for a title this upcoming season, and hoping that in the future, as he gets older, because you remember he's 31, like he's in his prime, in the tail end of his prime, whatever case may be. You 31. So that means you went to this team with an idea that you were going to throw away this 31st year in the NBA. Because it's like, you cannot tell me this man looked at this roster and was like, this roster could compete for a championship this year. You just cannot, I know we were talking about Jaylen Brown thinks he's that guy. Giannis is that guy and can think he's that guy. Ain't no guy carrying that roster to a championship. It just don't make sense. It just don't. Even if they went on one of the miraculous Miami Heat runs like they've done with Jimmy Butler or whatever, by some miracle through a weekend Eastern Conference a couple of times, they don't get smoked by whatever Western team comes out because that team just isn't good. But it on paper, that team just don't look good. You don't have no point guard, no facilitator, no shooters. Andrew Wiggins hasn't played good in 2 years since he won him a championship. Bam is a good center.
You got Bobby Portis.
You got Bobby Portis, and you have Giannis, who we hope is stays healthy. Or bro, you just not finna sit here and sell me that idea that Miami team can go through The Pistons will whatever they decide to do. Boston will whatever they decide to do. The Knicks, who just won the championship, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who made the Eastern Conference Finals. You're just not going to sit here and convince me that team on paper can beat those 4 teams. You're just not going to convince me of that. I just can't. And that's hoping that Giannis can stay healthy. I'm just not buying it. I'm sorry. I can't buy that, and that's why it shocks me that he went there.
Yeah, they still $90 million over the salary cap, like $7 million into the.
Yeah, they got to restructure Wiggins' deal. I think find a way to get Powell to stay. I'm sorry, bro. Like you going there, knowing this team is going to be really hampered roster wise. I'm just shocked.
But
I'm shocked.
But the thing, a lot of these big contracts come off this next year though. So
yeah, I'm saying next year they'll be able to try to make some stuff shake.
Wiggins,
but I'm like,
Wiggins $30 million come off. Davion Mitchell's $13 million.
I'm shocked. You went there with the idea that I might end up throwing away a year, losing early in the East or something like that. That just shocks me. Like matter of fact. Perfect example, Grandpa. Yo, Philadelphia 76ers team, as currently constructed, can he beat them?
Depending on if Embiid hurt or not.
Embiid's not hurt.
Oh, no, they can't beat them right now.
Okay, your team was a 6th seed. So that means right now
they were better than a 6th seed.
No, I'm just saying the truth for them, man. Not saying like the Atlanta would have.
People forget Tyrese Maxey didn't play for like the second half of the season, and they ended up.
Even taking away Atlanta and the Raptors, who were the surprise team that overtook them. Taking away them, that means your team. I'm just saying your team is a top 5. Your team's a top 5 team in the East. You take away them. That means the Heat, as currently constructed, ain't a top 5 team. That means you done threw away a year because that means you're getting bounced in the second round at best. That to me, it blows my mind that I don't understand what Miami, because he said from the start, before Boston even got in the mix that deep and stuff like that Miami was like his number 1 or number 2 destination. I'm like, why? What in Miami is really what you wanted to go for compared to where you were at? Like, to me, it almost like you move laterally, at least for this year. It's like you move laterally. Like, the team of Milwaukee that you were on with Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma and whatever, and those boys that you had there, this looks not that far different from going on a team with Bam and Norman Powell. Like it ain't much different. Like they're gonna end up being at the same spot. Like you still probably end up getting bounced in the second round at best. So I'm like,
you live in Miami rather than Milwaukee.
I mean, yeah, you would rather live there, sure. I'm like, bro. It blows my mind that you might be
beautiful people.
It blows my mind that you might be willing to throw away a possible year of your remaining prime.
To go to a team that's not going to compete. If you ain't got a choice and you got the same
choice, man. If that man wanted to strong arm his way to go to Boston,
it's a little bit. It's a little better because he at least got banned.
No, I'm saying like it's better in the fact that they'll be able to build more around them come next year. It blows my mind that you had a chance to go to a better team that will help you compete now and will have a better roster now than what the Heat might be able to come up with next year.
These NBA contracts be weird, man.
Yeah, dude, it blew my mind.
I'm looking at the roster of Miami Heat. They're $192 million next year, right?
And the apron is what, 205?
That's without Norman Powell.
Yeah, the apron is like what, 200? The apron's 205, right?
Yeah. I think something around 200, something like that.
Yeah, I think like 205 or something like that.
$152 million in salary cap next year.
Yeah, that's because everybody they good on their rookies. They ain't got to worry about a salary cap issue for another 2 years.
Castle $10 million, Dylan Harper $12 million.
Yeah, they ain't got to worry about it for another 2 years. Yeah. They got to start signing.
Wemby got his $16 million next year. His don't hit to the year after.
Yeah, well, I said they ain't got to worry about nothing for 2 years.
Yeah,
that's when they'll really have to worry about salary cap.
And then by then they'll figure out how to get rid of Fox. By then, I'm pretty sure. Before that,
they'll drop him off. But then, like, it's gonna come a little harder when in 2 years they're gonna probably have to pay Castle and Harper, and that's when it's gonna get a little ugly.
For 2 years, it's Castle. Then the year after this, Harper. So they got a little time.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. If I can get Harper early, so that I gotta pay him a little bit. I don't have to pay him more later. I do both.
But you gotta wait till 2027 to do Harper anyway, because it don't hit to then. Come
When
look
did
at
it start?
the blue when it hit. You gotta wait till I'll show you the thing.
Yeah, I said 2 years from now. That's 2028.
Oh yeah, 2 years from now, do them early. Yeah, I thought you were
Yeah,
talking about this
I
in
think
general.
if I'm saying do them early, like yeah,
I thought you were talking
Castle.
about doing them like next year. I'm like,
Oh no.
They
Castle
ain't gonna
the
let you
only
do
one that you could try to do next year.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Castle's the only one you might could try to do next year. But yeah, I'd say in 2 years I'd do both.
Your Castle's contract coming up next year. So this how it is. In the blue is when you get to the blue is when you can start offering bigger money. So let's go here. So you see Fox's ridiculous contract. Oh, I ain't showing you. There you go. Y'all see
I know Fox is like 60 million a year, which is crazy.
Well, it's 49 million next year. So it's as you can see,
It shoots at 60.
it shoots up. Dirt
Who is that man agent, bro? That man swindled. Who is that man agent, bro? That man agent just swindled them, boy. My goodness.
We didn't even look at OKC. Who did they get? I didn't even look who they got. Let's see NBA draft right now. Let's go look at this real quick. But that's the contract. As you can see, Vassell doesn't have Victor. You see him in the blue for next year. I mean, this means he can start getting his he gonna sign that deal this year. So you see that. You see how far Dylan Harper is to then. His money won't even if he do sign an extension, won't come in 2029. So
yep. No, I think they should go ahead and do both of them 2 years from now. Done with
you
it.
can see Castle don't come
they
in.
might go ahead and they might get Castle out the way next year. Well, it just depends.
Yeah, it had to be after the season next year, but yeah, I see it. Because in the blue is when you can start doing it after the season. So
yeah, they're gonna have to get him next offseason. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, they got the big boy, the 7'3" center from Spain from OKC. OKC. OKC one got that 7'3" big dude. They still need somebody for Wemby.
They went and got size. To be fair, like they did have as long as they keep Isaiah Hartenstein, like they'll have pretty good size to be able to control.
This might mean Isaiah leaving, dog.
And I really hope not. Like they need to keep
why
Isaiah.
Would you draft a 7'3", 200?
No, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. I'm not knocking.
So that kind of eliminates the.
I mean, yeah, but you have Chet for that. Like you have a 7 foot person that can shoot.
But Wemby kind of abuses him.
Like you have a 7'1", very tall person that can shoot.
I'm gonna tell you, Wemby kind of throws him off.
Hey, wouldn't this be the crazy thing? What if Chet was on the trading block instead?
Nah, I doubt it.
Nah, I'm just saying, a 7'1". They might market him like he's another Porzingis. Market him like he's a unicorn.
Yeah, this dude's 7'3", he can shoot, and he probably won't be scared because you're a Spaniard.
Not the biases.
I'm just saying, listen, they found them a 4 and 7'3" man to go out there and handle Wemby, but it's 260. Hey, Chet, you scared? We got somebody, don't we?
I mean, we'll see how he do with Wemby, but like I said, Wemby got to use this offseason to get bigger and stuff anyway.
Hey, that big boy athletic. The one, I don't know if you've seen the big boy from Minnesota. I'm in Michigan.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's athletic for a 7'3" man. I saw a lot of people wanting the Spurs was wanting him too, just to have another like tall person when Wemby go out the bench. But he's going to OKC. Got him. I wonder was OKC worried that he was going to get picked. So he's like, nope.
I don't know, but it does open up ideas of like, why would y'all pick another 7 foot tall person unless either Hartenstein leaving or you trading Chet? Them the only two things that make sense. Because you're not really
Wemby, you think Wemby did Chet so bad they gonna trade him?
I mean, because like otherwise you don't. What they got? They got Hartenstein at the 5 and Chet at the 4 right now, don't it?
Yeah, usually unless they play Spurs, then they switch that.
Yeah, normally that's what their roster is. So I'm like, unless you just want to keep a 7 foot tall shooter on the bench, which might be a little weird, but it is possible. Like, maybe you would do that, like just have a backup big. But when you're playing somebody like the Spurs, you're not gonna necessarily want the backup big. I don't know. It's a strange pick. Considering they already have a 7 foot tall shooting person.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like they did that just to keep him away from the Spurs.
That'd be crazy.
I promise you I do, because I saw him listed as potential as a Spurs pick. Because he's supposed to be picked at 21. The Spurs weren't even supposed to get him, but potentially they said they could get him. So I think they
Like
just
you
picked him
pick
up.
somebody at 12 so that the Spurs don't have a chance to get him at 21 is wild. Considering like there's 8 other teams in between you that
Right, you want to keep
could use the
Cornette on that court. Keep Cornette playing.
I mean, another 7-foot topper that other teams could really use. That's a little bit weird. I don't know.
Let's see where he was projected to go, though.
'Cause I feel like the true offseason just started, with Giannis being traded. So the real offseason now just started. It's so many moves to be made, but I don't know. I really don't know what you do. I don't know. This is a weird pick to me.
Let's see where they said he was going to go. The Dirt people talking about it. Let's see where he was projected to go. I'm trying to see where are you projected, Mara? Let's see, where was he supposed to go? Oh no, they had a lot of people had him going to OKC, so it makes sense.
Like I said, that's fine, but I'm still curious as to why. Like, do they really want a backup 7-foot shooter on the bench?
Oklahoma City tends to like low usage big man like Adam Ademar with high assist percentage as well as high block and steal percentage. While leading this team in the NCAA championship, Mara became one of the prospects who helped himself during March Madness. He was the Big Ten player. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
He was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, 7'3". He had a high field goal percentage in the paint because he's actually athletic. So he's kind of like Wemby, except for not quite as athletic as Wemby and not as tall as Wemby.
Is he bigger than Wemby?
Yeah, he's 260.
Ooh.
He's 260.
Yeah, he got some size.
So Wemby 250. I think
not that much. It's only 10-pound difference, but it depends on like where his size is at. Like if he's like just a bit more muscular or whatever, then that is gonna be that. I ain't gonna say that is, that can be an issue.
He don't score as good as Wemby, but he's like
we'll see.
He's like a
women don't like being on the perimeter, so that is something that they can use.
Yeah. So let's see what he got. Well, he didn't shoot good from 3. He shot 25% from 3. I thought he shot better than that, but
yeah, he might
6.
just be a straight up big person to use on Wemby as a body.
Yeah, he just gonna be on the court to give a body for Wemby.
He just might be a body.
I thought he shot better. Maybe he shot better in the tournament though, because he shot well in the tournament. Maybe he just didn't shoot good in the regular season. I did not watch Michigan much in the regular season.
Yeah, I did.
I think how old was he? How old is he? Let me see. What's his age? Is he 20? He can pass the ball really well too. You know they like passing. Point guard that can pass. I mean, big man that can pass. They just keep getting deeper. He's 21, so he's actually less than a year younger than Wemby.
It makes sense. It is the draft. Most people don't go into the draft over the age of 22.
Yeah, so yeah. Wemby went 19, so yeah, that makes sense.
Most of them going between 18 and 21.
I'm noticing a trend between Western Conference teams just trying to get big fellas. They trying to get big.
I mean, well, when you got a 7'5" defensive player of the year that is an aspiring, and I say aspiring, an aspiring MVP that just made the finals this year, and he probably gonna get better. Like, yeah, we might need to try to get. I mean, I'm gonna be real. That might be the reason why they keep Gobert, even though it really didn't do. It didn't do a lot of good.
Good Gobert.
But that might be why they kept him.
I ain't gonna lie though. Gobert did work on women turn his body because I believe he started getting tired after all that.
Like it did. It's just the only thing that happened with them is that they didn't have a lot of scoring. Like, yeah, Gobert was able to focus on Wemby, but Wemby was able to shoot a little bit from outside of Gobert's range, not just in the paint. And then just the rest of the team on the Timberwolves just wasn't really able to score. I think Ant was like still freshly injured. So he was off and on in them games, and you just didn't get a lot from You didn't get nothing from Randle. You didn't get nothing from Randle. You didn't get much from Jaden McDaniels. The Sumu was injured too. So you just didn't really get a lot of offense from them. And they just got shut down by the defensive presence of like Harper, Castle, everybody. So you just didn't get a lot offensively from the Wolves after that point, which is why they lost. This might be about where I call it though. We didn't got through the OKC picks and stuff. Ain't gonna sit through all
I'm just going to the Spurs.
And what 21?
They 20.
20. What number we on that? 15?
14. Well, 15 now. So I'm like, that's my plan anyway. Because after that, I knew OKC picks was early too. So I was like, okay, who OKC picking? And then I want to see who the Spurs pick, and then I'm done.
Because I don't think there's nothing else that's happened yet in the sports. But like I said, I think because Giannis left, now the ball is really dropped for like trades to start happening. Even though like they ain't gonna be official until July 6th, so they might not really ramp up until a little bit closer to the end. But that's most of them. That's the biggest trade that everybody was waiting on before they started doing other stuff. So. Now JB might be, somebody that you can get on your team. But I don't know what you could get. I don't know. I say this like that. I don't know what you could give the Celtics that would warrant them trading JB. That's not Giannis. I don't really know what you could give him. Like me being just a person that loves basketball or something, like, if you want to do a 1-for-1 JB for Anthony Edwards, yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure they'll hear that trade. But barring something like that, I don't really know what would you give, because Boston ain't trying to start over. They're not trying to reset or anything of that nature. So it's not like giving them a bunch of draft picks is really going to appease them, because they're not trying to quit. Like they're literally a championship winning team with that duo. Like that duo has won them a championship. They were a 60-win team last year. So it's not like, they're like maybe like 58 or whatever. But it's not like they were close. They're almost 60-win team at around 60-win team last year. So it's not like you're like, okay, they're starting to start over. We can just get them a whole bunch of young players, picks or whatever, and so I don't know what you could give them, which is why I said it's also on the possibility that JB just might stay there. Even if it's just for 1 year and see what happens next year. Like, it just might be more beneficial for both parties who just stay there, because I don't know if Boston gonna get anything worth trading JB for to still let them be a contender in the East. And if you're JB, I know you might feel some type of way, but you don't control your trade destination, and you're on the hook still on your contract for 3 years. So it's more up to the team where they would send you. And, if you try to be forceful or something in that nature, they could ship you off to
Julius Randle.
Bro, they could ship you to Brooklyn, they could ship you to Sacramento. They could send you anywhere, because it's not really up to you, because you don't have the leverage necessarily in this situation. So it's like, it might just be more beneficial for him to just play ball and be like, okay, I'll just be cool with it and we'll reapproach this next year or something. It just might be better for him to do that. And then, his trade stock would be higher if he had another great year, showed he could be a good sport. Now, if he go and start raging out on like his streams on Twitch or whatever, start crashing out, talking all that kind of stuff, which he hasn't done that. Even like, he don't like trade rumors and stuff about him or him being traded. He don't like it, but he might. He hasn't done that nature, and if he does, he's just gonna do nothing but drop his own trade stock. And then if you drop your own trade stock and they still on the hook for 3 more years, they really won't trade you then. So if he crashes out, then it'd be a horrible situation. But
yeah, I'm just watching Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy just got in the argument in the press conference over the draft pick that they picked.
For who? Not Milwaukee.
The guy from I'm talking about it's the 11 pick when they picked up boy from Michigan. They got in an argument.
Oh, that means somebody made that pick and somebody wasn't agreeing with it.
Well, the owner made the pick because it don't matter what GM say.
Yeah, and there it is. The owner making picks and not the general manager. There we go.
You know that I've noticed the Golden State has been since old boy left. Golden State kind of been on a downturn. What's that dude from ESPN that work with ESPN now?
Somebody work with ESPN now?
Yeah, what's his name? The one the one that left. Bob Myers. You know he worked with ESPN now. You remember he left after they won the championship.
I mean,
okay, they haven't been good. They haven't been good.
I mean, but let's be real. Let's just keep it stack. Let's keep it a stack. The Golden State Warriors overachieved that year. Let's just go ahead and be real.
Well, he left too, so.
No, they left too. I mean, they overachieved. You got an Andrew.
They ran to a young Boston team.
Yeah, like it was Steph almost on the island. Clay wasn't quite the same still, like he was still coming back and he still wasn't quite who he used to be. Draymond is not an offensive engine like that anyway.
And Wiggins played out his mind, didn't he?
You had Andrew Wiggins that actually played like he was the number one draft pick. He was averaging I think around 20 points a game. Like he had a monster game 4. I think game 4, game 5, he had a monster game in the day. He was in MVP talks for that series. Like they overachieved on the squad. And then you follow that up with a Boston team that they were still young. They had they basically did what the Spurs did, but just not to that extent. Like they shot a lot of 3, they lived by the 3, died by the 3. The offense was stagnant at times because it was mostly Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown running the offense. It wasn't really a definite point guard running the offense, keeping everything fluid and nothing sort of like one-dimensional with their talent. And it just sort of fell through for them. Jason Tatum was struggling to shoot from 2 for some part of that series. Brown was playing solid, but they didn't really get the highs that they needed to be able to overcome that team who was playing out of their mind. So it just, they overachieved that year. It's not like crazy to say. So, and that's why the following years, that's why Andrew Wiggins got a great contract after that finals performance, and he never played anything close to that again. Clay ended up leaving.
Miles Turner did too. Speaking of, Miles Turner got his money and
Clay ended up leaving. Kuminga didn't work out. I'm not even gonna say develop, because he showed he can actually be some good. He didn't work out with them, or for whatever reason. You forgot Wiseman that they were dependent on to be their guy of the future. He didn't work out either. So, the young players that they had there didn't work. And, Andrew Wiggins didn't stay. He didn't stay at that level he was supposed to be in it when they paid him. So, it's just stuff didn't work out. And then, the Jimmy Butler trade that they were looking like they were going to be able to make some noise with last year, he got ACL injury and, it was just unfortunate. So they just had some bad luck with players' development and injury, unfortunately.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm telling you right now, Steve Kerr cannot develop a player because he didn't develop one player. The only one you can argue is Draymond Green.
I mean, if that's the truth, they ain't gonna do nothing this year either.
That's the only player developed, because Clay was developed by Mark Jackson.
Right now they got a roster full of
old people,
older veterans and injury-prone players.
That's what he likes. Steve Kerr like old people that run it off the way he want without development players.
Well, next season,
what I want. That's my problem with Steve Kerr. I think he's a great coach. It ain't like Doc. I think Doc don't know what he's doing. By the way, shout out to, I did do a little praise dance when I showed y'all the clip of Paul Pierce and KG talking about we didn't listen to Doc. I do a praise dance so everybody know.
It's gonna be such a funny year next year. It really will.
Jaylen Swain just got drafted. Jaylen Swain, he got drafted to the Bulls. Another guard for the Bulls.
Look. Don't ask questions about the Bulls anymore, bro. Don't do it. Some franchises, I just stopped learning to ask questions. Like not the Hornets, because they actually have a little bit of a plan this year.
The Hornets got
the Pelicans. I don't ask the Pelicans. I don't ask questions about the Clippers. I don't ask questions about the Bulls. I don't ask questions about Milwaukee was in that point, but now they've actually made a route to try to start over and stuff. But it's something. Sacramento, I don't ask questions about. Like it's a number of teams now. I just
I ain't gonna lie,
learned. Minnesota, I'm starting to get to the point of not asking questions but like, look, they gotta. I'm just waiting on the move that they're gonna make that they opened up $33 million for. Like, you gotta have a reason to have made that.
When Ant blew up, they went to the Western Conference Final with Cat. They immediately traded Cat for Julius Randle and progressively made the roster worse as Ant progressively got better.
Well, the reason is because they blamed Cat for the reason that they lost. Like, they're like, okay, well, West Conference Finals or whatever. And they had to blame somebody, so they blamed Cat, which is why Cat ended up getting traded in the first place. They're like, okay, if Cat is going to do that, would you get Julius Randle and then just get Gobert and just make that? Because you got to remember, this is also the team that traded, 5 players and 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
This is the same team that did that. You have to remember this. Like, we're like, bro, why did y'all trade 5 picks and 5 players for Rudy freaking Gobert? Like, yeah, he was the defensive player of the year, but still. Like, that's what we have to remember. Like, they made that bad trade.
That much for Giannis, bro.
No, they didn't. They didn't trade that much for Giannis, bro. And that's why I'm learning, like, bro, some of these deals are just speak of the moment and what can you finesse from another team. That's what I'm learning, bro. Like, what can you? Because I mean, to be fair, Minnesota tried to.
I ain't gonna lie, it's like good teams just finesse bad GMs every day and every. Monte in the NFL, they be fighting like dogs against each other.
Even though I don't know if
the Browns and the Jets, everybody else be fighting.
Even though I don't know if I 100% agree that because I think the dividing line was like Baylor Shireman or Hugo Gonzalez as to why Giannis didn't end up in Boston. And I stand with Brad Stevens, holding pat and being like, y'all not just finna rob us or stuff when you already finna get, our best player from last season, or just like one of our top 2 best players and 2 first rounders. You're not finna try to rob us of no more stuff, like, bro. This is it. So I'm with them on standing pat. Even though I don't know if Baylor Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez is like really something to stand pat on, but whatever. Like, but I do understand. Like,
Gonzalez is the reason he's not in that.
I remember saying it earlier. Like, it's like, we're not putting anybody extra into these trades, like Baylor Shireman and Hugo Gonzalez, whatever. But
I said Hugo Gonzalez. I don't know if that's the one you want to stand with.
I don't know, because like we haven't seen if he's really the type of player that it's worth standing pat for, or whatever. And we'll see how the Giannis thing evolves over the next year or two, whether he was worth it or not in the long run. But I'm just like, I get it, like, because some of these GM, like Milwaukee, was trying to milk every team of everything that they could possibly get for Giannis. Like, we saw, like, that they was trying to get multiple people out of Minnesota and multiple firsts from them, like Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels, was it Julius Randle? Jaden McDaniels, Nas Reed, one other person, and like 3 or 4 firsts. Like, bro, like, I get it. Y'all trading a great player, but it's not like you trading Giannis, and Giannis has not had concerns. Like, he has had multiple injuries over ever since he really won the championship. He's had multiple injuries. We're not going to act like it's just Spidey. He just came off an MVP level season. It's like, no, like, and then he is Giannis, but you still have threats, like concerns, like, hey, is he going to be able to be straight? And y'all trying to rob the bank and all the deposit boxes. Like, y'all trying to go crazy with everything y'all trying. It's like, bro, like, at a certain point, like, hey, like, so I get, like, Milwaukee trying to be one of them GMs, like, hey, if we can rob them, and, take everything that we can get from them. I know they trying to be like one of those, and, they got one from the Heat. They got the Heat like that. The Heat like, hey, take everything except for Bam. They're like, okay. And that's pretty much what happened. They took everything except for Bam. Probably the only reason they didn't get Norman Powell, because he may not stay there.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So, I'm just like, these teams be trying to finesse, and like I say, and just sometimes these teams do be getting got. Like, they fall for the okie doke. Like, hey, if I can get them, I'm gonna get them. And we're just gonna hope for the best. Because Mikal Bridges went for 4 firsts, and even though they won, we can still be honest and be like, you weren't worth both first round picks. Like, you weren't. And we can just keep it a bean like you weren't,
Unless
even though
you
y'all
say
won.
that game 3 was the only. That game 3 was worth it. He didn't play well in that.
Like, bro, like we can just be honest. Like, yeah, you won a championship, but it was more of a collective, and he was not worth 4 first-round picks, even with the championship. Y'all just ended up winning, but he was not worth it. Let's just let that be known. Just straight up, just let it be known.
Right now, Bennett Sturts from Iowa just went to Memphis, so they got them a point guard.
Interesting.
He a really good point guard. He pass well, he shoot decent. But he passed well, but we'll see how he develops. I do want to know because he's more of a hustle player. So I feel like that's what I feel like the Spurs need. Spurs need somebody gonna die for the ball and shit. I be feeling like everybody be thinking they pretty and shit, and shoot threes and shit.
Anthony Harper do that enough.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like Keldon Johnson and be like, "Oh, I'm finna get some buckets." I'm like, "No, we don't need you to get buckets. I need you to dive on the ground. Can you please dive?"
Castle and Harper do that enough. Why you want more?
No, I'm talking about somebody that just do diving. He don't do nothing else.
Oh,
that's what I need Keldon Johnson to do. Keldon Johnson be wanting to be a scorer, and I be pissing me off.
You said
Stop trying to do something. My 76ers don't have we got 22. I'm not waiting that.
Man, you want a diver. Make that make sense.
Yeah, just dive, bro. I need somebody to hustle. I need a hustle player. When they up 20, I need you to just run around like a psychopath.
Crazy.
Instead, everybody want to shoot threes when they get the ball. Keldon Johnson, do not shoot another 3 with 19 seconds on the clock. I promise the guy.
Actually work.
That's what he did.
I mean, the team panicked. I hope they learn from it.
You know one thing I hate about the NBA? If they'll do a draft day trade and then they'll put the hat of the team they know they ain't gonna be on. And I'm like,
They put the what of the team?
They put like the hat of the team that originally had the pick.
Oh wow.
Like this is supposed to be like this guy's supposed to be traded to OKC. Bennett Sturts is going to OKC.
Crazy.
So they got the little point guard that hustle. Yo, OKC just getting a bunch of they gotta get rid of some people now. There's too many people. Yeah, because they just traded one pick up. Who they trade in? OKC 2 pick 2. Did they go up one just to get him? So who did they trade for? Memphis is trading 16 pick Bennett Sturts for 2 second-round picks. So the 2 second-round picks they got from what's them? I guess they just traded to go up 1 to Bennett Sturts.
OKC?
Yeah, OKC just got Bennett Sturts. They got the little tough little point guard from what's his name?
So they flipped Wiggins for that point guard.
I guess.
I mean, basically.
Did they give him the 17 too? Or did they just do that? Because they got like
No, I think it was just for 2 firsts. I mean, just for those 2 second round picks.
So they got another pick. Yo, y'all gotta trade somebody now. Y'all they got the 17th pick too? Yo, OKC just drafted like 3 people 3 or 4 people in the top 20? Best general manager in basketball. Yeah, they just traded the 2 second-round picks. Why did you just trade 2 second-round picks when you had the 16th pick? I don't know what Memphis be doing. Like basketball, like football, every team to me is competitive, except for the Jets and Cleveland. But you can't like hoodwink Cleveland and the Jets. They just make bad decisions. You can literally finesse NBA teams. Like, you can get them to do the dumbest thing ever, and they will do it. I don't understand the NBA a lot of times. The GMs in the NBA is crazy, Murray. They will literally get fleeced. They will give a player who is literally a backup 6-man and will give them 3 first-round picks for him. That's dope. He get his first basketball court as a grill. Who is OKC picking? I'm gonna get.
I don't know, but it might be a better thing to think of that they building people up to make a trade after this for somebody that might help.
At that point, OKC just drafted a lot of people. Shout out to Sam Preston. That man be working. One of these players gonna work out. That's how it's just not up. We're gonna draft 3 top 15 picks, and one of them gonna work out to a team that's already worked out. Let's go, Caleb. Booze. They got their first cards. That's dope. I'm happy to see these kids' dreams go out. The one thing that made me mad though is watching NBA players tell me the stupidest things. Remember, they literally told me like, "Yo, $50 million ain't really a lot of money. My first year I made $12 million, but then taxes make it $7 million, and then I gave my mom $3 million, and then I bought a house for $1 million. Then I bought my girls Birkin bags." What are you talking about, sir? Shout out to Kenny. The pick.
Yeah, I don't have questions.
Yo, ABC done gave up on the draft because they ain't caring about this. Why would Memphis give 2 first-round picks for 16? Is it like next year or this year 16?
They gave up 2 first?
Oh, they gave 2 seconds for a first. But I'm like, is it for next year? Because if y'all don't like nobody in this draft, why in the world would y'all wait till the second round this year? Who OKC pick again? They pick again. This is slick. They got Ibuka, a Corey from Stanford. Yo, Ibuka can dribble, boy. He can dance with the ball now. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do, because I don't know how they're gonna do with this. He can dance now. He's short though, but he can get that. It'll be it's gonna be fun to watch them. You know who I think fun? I think the Hornets gonna be fun to watch. All they got is a bunch of random scores. Oh, Corey going to the Pistons. I like this. Now it makes sense. Okay, I like this. I'm telling you, Corey got that bounce. He got that dribble to him. He can get that bucket. Look at this. And one. Give me that bucket. So they needed a score. So that's a good pick by Detroit. So okay, see, they went up 1 to get a tough point guard. Now Detroit got a scoring point guard. Let's see if he developed well. That's what I'm looking forward to. Detroit needed somebody that can get a little dance to him and give him can score and whatnot.
They still do. Draft picks normally don't fix playoff problems. Normally.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that pick for them, but it's gonna be a developmental pick more so. That's dope. One thing I do be happy though, man. Just watching these people achieve their dream. They work hard, so you get to see it in time. Some of them don't carry much, but it's dope when you see it. This is a smart kid too. He ended up going to Stanford. They try to get him to go to Harvard.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm like, okay. So we got what 3 more picks before I get off?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Nah, it's 2 hours for me.
Yeah, bet. Murray, who you think before you go? Who you think the next big name to drop?
What you mean?
Who the next big name drop?
Are you talking about trade wise?
Yeah. JB and
That's
it don't
a
have to
tough
be. It
one.
don't have to be right now. It could be in the trade deadline.
That's a tough one. The next big name I think drops. I'm gonna be fair. I think if JB goes, he gonna take time because if you actually gonna put him out there in the trade market and say, "Hey, we'll trade him to any of y'all or whatever," depending on what you get, I think they're gonna have to hear offers because it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good chunk of offers, and it also gonna have to be something that's gonna make sure that Boston can still be competitive if they trade him. With that being said, JB gonna take time regardless, so I don't think he's gonna be the next big name. I'm looking at maybe a Kevin Durant. There are teams that still need his scoring, and unless they just decide to run it back with Van Fleet, which they may do. But a Kevin Durant might be an option. Maybe somebody like Michael Porter Jr. If Detroit wants to try to talk to Brooklyn, maybe Austin Reeves, something like that, maybe. But if it's not none of those and people are waiting on the next big name to make their decision, then it's probably LeBron. Like if LeBron chooses to stay, then that's going to determine, okay, if LeBron stays, then we can only trade or give Austin Reeves this much or this, why that. Or if he goes to Cleveland, then that'll shift the East where the East have to make other moves to do this. So if nothing else shakes, it might just be LeBron making his decision.
Remember, somebody just put up an interest that hurt my feelings because Carmelo, one of my favorite players, though. But they said 3 of the last 4 championships, these teams ain't won ever in the last 50 years. And 3 of the last 4 is the Nuggets, Boston, which he's not part of, Oklahoma City, and New York. And Melo played with every one of them, and they ain't won a championship before.
Well, that ain't right because Boston won 109, so it ain't been no 50 years for them.
No, I said excluding Boston, 3 of the 4. So
oh yeah.
So Nuggets, OKC, and New York.
When the last time Minnesota won one?
He didn't go to Minnesota, did he? I thought it was Portland.
Oh yeah. Well,
it's Portland.
Another one. I think they wait for LeBron to make his choice. I think they're gonna wait.
Yeah, I think that's going to either be LeBron or Austin Reeves.
Now I take that back. LeBron could save the Heat if he took like a veteran minimum and went over there. He could save the Heat, and make them actually a contender or something. But probably not.
I don't think you taking a veteran minimum.
No, I said probably not. But otherwise, that's all I got. I think they're gonna wait for LeBron to make a decision and then they go from there.
All right, peace, my guy. I'm gonna wait to pick 20, then I'm gonna be out of here. This draft is way longer than the NFL draft. They be wasting time. They know who they gonna pick.
They gotta get some ads in, man. They need that revenue.
They're like, wait till this whole 3 minutes, bro. We got like 7 more minutes. Hurry up, now.
I mean, to be fair, the NFL draft used to do that, but this year they actually severely reduced the time for the first round. They severely reduced their time because the NFL draft used to start at 7. That mode would go on to at least 10:30, 11 o'clock. Like they stayed with the ads and the lengthening out the time. This year, they were done in about 2 hours. Yeah, straight up.
It was done. I was sitting there like, what I got to do the rest of the night? But all right, I appreciate you, Monday. This is Keep It 99. Shout out to Monday. Y'all go follow him. Y'all know where to find them at. Make it make sense. Y'all see it right there. If you don't know, overall 99ent@gmail.com. So just click that over and go over there and click his picture. I know y'all don't know what it looks like, but I have a sort of an image of how he looks because I know y'all don't see him. So we do got a style.
Let your curiosity lead you to the page.
Yeah, so it's Monray Hudson. Do I not have my media? Oh, there you go. It's up here. But similar pick. That's how I just look for this guy. It's not the pick he is, but he's like that. So go look for Monray. Click it and then take you to Christian Anderson. Texas Tech is playing with Charlotte. Charlotte gonna be a fun team to watch. But all right, Monray, I appreciate you. But yeah, we got a good player at Charlotte. I like Charlotte team. They got the little guard. They got a lot of scorers on Charlotte team. Charlotte has a lot of scorers. I'm looking forward to seeing how they play. Because everybody on their team passing, scoring, just getting around everything. They have a really solid team. I'm looking forward to seeing how they hoop. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. Next up, we got Toronto and then San Antonio. Then I'm out. I want to see who they pick. The Spurs pick. See if something change. Other than that, I don't think there's a pick that changes the game. We had a bunch of OKC picks, and I don't think Memphis changes the game that much. Oh, like I said, OKC, Memphis. I think the Knicks might be last, but I don't really think they're gonna find a player in 31 that's gonna like play. I think 20 you can find potential player. Because I remember San Antonio got Kawhi at 16. Milwaukee got Giannis at 16. So let's see who the best 20th picks in the NBA history. Let's see. Best 20th picks in the NBA history. Let's see who it is. Who are 20th picks? Larry Nance. Gus Williams, 20 picks has not been a great. Igauskis, Jameer Nelson. Seguin. He got drafted by OKC. OKC drafted everybody good, don't they? They drafted everybody good. But yeah. So I'm interested. You can get some good late round picks. Who's Toronto picking? I think Toronto need a little bit of help. What do y'all think? Make sure you, like I said, make sure you like and scratch the notification bell. You see all the cast. Let's put the cast up while we wait. They're interviewing them right now. So you see the cast right here. You see multiple pictures of me. But that's the cast right there. Go check them out over on 99media.org. Right now we're building. We got to keep it for anybody while we pick, and we're going to go over some of these picks. Keep It 99 Music Theory will be Friday. Well, it'll be out probably Saturday, but we'll record Friday. So look forward to that. Don't PMO, as you see at the bottom of the screen, will be out where I just talk about the random news of the week. We have a show about Xbox that I just put out, Zell's Theory. I'm gonna start doing some more of them daily. And then we got a bunch of stuff that we putting out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to have a good time with y'all. If you hit that subscribe button, we had earlier. We had some people hit that subscribe button. Shout out to my guy, Kylan Williams. Hit that subscribe button. We'll give you some shorts and some more later on this week. I got a new camera. So shout out to that. So we got that. So we're going to get the little vlogging style done as we get ready to see this draft. Who y'all think won the draft so far? I think OKC has done an amazing job in this draft right now. I really do. OKC has done well. I like some of the early picks. That Utah team looked very tough. That Memphis team looked very tough. We got some good teams out here, man. I'm looking forward to everything they got going on. We gonna have a few slow weeks coming up, but the NFL draft is gonna pick up. I'm not NFL draft, the NFL season is gonna pick up soon, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's gonna be a little slow few weeks. We're gonna talk about I'm probably gonna talk about a little bit of World Cup, a little bit of everything else. If we don't have a show, then we're gonna talk about it's gonna be mostly NBA play trades, free agency coming up next week. So we're gonna be a lot of talk on that. See with LeBron, with Austin Reeves, we got some big names still out there. James Harden, Norman Powell, got a bunch of places. Who what Minnesota get because they have to make a move because you got $33 million of trade exception and you got to do something. Do they get Austin Reeves? You know what I'm saying? Get Ayo, Austin Reeves, Ant, Jaden, and Nasri or Rudy. I don't know if you fit. I feel like they got their starters they want. I feel like they want like a deeper team. But I don't know because I don't think that's enough to. Ant right now just said that the rumors are false that he wants to leave or going to demand a trade. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how that team gonna work. I don't think that team can win a championship, and everybody believes Minnesota win a championship in like 2 or 3 years. And I think Ant will be no different. He loved Minnesota. Apparently, everybody go to Minnesota love Minnesota. We saw Cat who went to his hometown and was like, "Yo, like I built something here," and he still didn't want to really leave Minnesota. Most people that leave Minnesota tend to get traded or get old and then want to be traded, and then to win a championship when they're older. So I don't know. Minnesota, they weird, bro. It's like they'll build a tough team around you, but a team that'll get you in like the second round. That's what Minnesota is. Minnesota is literally the team that will get you to the second round, and that's it. They do nothing else for you. And I think that's very interesting because that trade yesterday, I've never seen a team that decided I'm gonna lose a draft pick just to get rid of a person. I don't care how much that is. Then the Giannis trade, I think Miami gonna have a decent team. They gotta just fill out the roster with good players. So they gotta spend money. So if they don't spend money, they ain't gonna do nothing. Not with their roster currently constructed. Because they don't have guard play. Now Bam and Giannis gonna go crazy together. I think he undercutting how good Bam is, especially as a second option. Bam as a second option is insane. So I think it's gonna be good. But they gotta fill it with shooters. I don't know even if Andrew Wiggins is there. Maybe I can move Andrew Wiggins too. Maybe I can get Andrew Wiggins moved, and then I can get like 2 or 3 3-point shooters to go with them too, and maybe point guard that can pass. But I'm interested to see what they do though. I'm interested to see how they put that game. Maybe LeBron and then 2 shooters. Allen Gray, Santa Clara just went to Toronto. He looked like when them players play Toronto. It's like he just gonna hustle, but just play wild. I'm just gonna be honest. He's just gonna play wild, and then it's gonna be a wild team to play with, my boy. Even if you don't play wild, you in Toronto, you gotta play wild. That's the way they built this roster. You just gotta be running around, hustling, just running around, being in the wrong position, running in the same spots, being in the way. You can't run a pick and roll. That's what Toronto did in the playoffs. Against Cleveland, they literally were just running around. The dude try to cut, and then it'll be a dude that just run in the paint where he was, and then he get cut off, and then they'll just have to reset the offense. But they hustle though. That's one thing I do give Toronto. I wish the play was much better, but shout out to him though. He's 6'7", 226 pounds. Allen Gray, he looked pretty good. Got a decent wingspan. Got a good post game. Do he shoot well though? Okay, he can shoot a little bit. I probably didn't watch. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna pretend like I watched Santa Clara this year. I think I watched one game, and I think he played decent in it. But I don't like one game in the tournament don't mean they played well. But Allen Graves, man, he one of 3 kids who did that. He the 5th first-round pick in Santa Clara in modern day history. So I'm looking forward to that. I wonder what he can do, what he can bring to the team. Maybe he can bring more stability to the team. Yeah, they said they need depth. They're probably gonna be a bench player, most likely. So he'll get in. We got San Antonio, Detroit, and Philly coming up next. Brandon Ingram and Scotty Barnes. They lost in the game 7. Just a bunch of bad shot taking that they did in that game too. They was out hustling the Cal. So you was that? Listen, I'm appreciative of this man. You put in your hard work. These kids made it. They deserve this, man. Like, it ain't gonna be a lot of critiques from me of draft players ever, unless I really think y'all hyping up a player that shouldn't be hyped up. Like, if Arch Manning don't work out, I'm going criticize, man. Y'all ain't finna hype me into just telling me he great. Y'all not finna lie to me. Y'all do that way too much right now. But what y'all think about gonna happen in football? How do you feel? I heard that Shadir Sanders might be getting traded. So that's another thing going on. I'm seeing that. Well, we get ready to wind down. Y'all know what to do. Y'all see at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for being you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Search for us at overall99media.org or email us ideas and thoughts on shows and what you would like and don't like at overall99ent@gmail.com. Just whatever your thoughts on the shows. If you don't like certain things or certain aspects, if it's like a common thing, we will try to change it up. It's stuff we can get improved in. We're gonna try to be more productive in what's name. We all in different states. Listen, we got Philadelphia, Cam, we got Indiana with Afro and Unico, we got Florida, we got Texas, we got Mississippi, we got California, we got I think we got a guy from Oregon, we got some other people from Texas. So we not in the same spot, so it's harder to do these shows. So I do appreciate if you rock with us in this format. I'm gonna try to make it even more better for you. I'm trying to make the show better for y'all. So sports shows are every Tuesday. The Spurs is up next. Wemby. What can they add to make their team better? That's the question for the San Antonio Spurs right now. What can they do to make their team better? End of the show. Like I said, we got all the thing over on 99media.org. You can click the people. If you saw somebody you really enjoyed and want to see their own personal content, I don't think some of them don't have personal content, but if you want to see some of the stuff they do outside, just click the picture. Like the example is Afro. And Monray has some stuff he do, but he hasn't done it in a while. But you do have people that do things, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they work with that. I'm trying to see who they picking. Who would the Spurs pick? 30 seconds to the draft, and we're out of here after this pick too. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. We got LeBaron Philemon Jr., Alabama guard. If they pick him, I think that means Darren Fox is about to be traded. I 100% think that. Because I'm thinking they need like a forward, a strong forward. So, everybody like to make excuses when he's healthy. It doesn't matter. His mental mistakes is what kills us. They don't care about him being healthy. Yeah. Casa is strong. But he's a good passer. But where's Harper gonna play? Yeah, Fallon is a scorer. Do we get Fallon? Because he can come out the bench and score. Like Castle technically a setup guy, but then they want him at the two. It's weird because they can interchange. I wonder who they gonna draft. Who y'all think? Anybody think? How y'all feel about these draft support? Anybody that got your attention? Like I said, I saw like some of the Hornets picks. As far as, of course, not the top picks like AJ and Darren Peterson. If you think they really good, of course you think they gonna win. But who y'all got? Who y'all got winning this draft so far? We shout out to my guy Kylan. You got Alberto. You got Derpy in the chat. He really upset about starting to get Michigan big. So he upset about that. He think the NBA is cooked after that. Because they did get a player just to handle Wemby. They got another 7'3", 6. You got the big boy from North Carolina. I do like him. I feel like we put Champagne as guard, but I feel like he really can play shooting guard. He played literally shooting guard. He just played power forward. They're all strong enough they can switch. Let's see what the Spurs pick, and then we're gonna get out of here. Jaden Quaintance, University of Kentucky. So he's not there. Jaden is really strong. I like this pick. Well, I appreciate y'all. Jaden Quaintance is the last pick of this show because we only doing 20 because I'm tired. I do appreciate y'all for watching. Remember, again, like and subscribe. Shows all week. Sports on Tuesdays mostly. I will write in the thing if it's not. So I do appreciate y'all for subscribing, liking, all that stuff. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Turn the cameras on, hit the mics, let's go. From a couch to a cosmos, watch us steal the show.